I don't know if this music's gonna get flagged. That's why I don't usually play much music besides my own. But I can't work. I don't even know if it's fucking live yet. But I can't work on music right now uh, because I broke my mouse. So I need a new mouse and keyboard. So I ordered a new mouse and keyboard. So it's on the way. It'll either be here. Well, tomorrow's fucking Sunday, so it'll hopefully be here Monday. Um, and then so I ordered a new keyboard, mouse, portable hard drive. Um, so yeah, I'm really hoping this fucking shit don't get flagged because I really like this playlist and I kind of just wanted to chill and smoke to this playlist. But jeez, drop my torch. Probably broke the damn thing. Not that it matters. I won't have wax till tomorrow. I mixed a bunch of like ground up weed with a bunch of like with the last bit of my wax, and I kind of just mix it all, blend it all together, and I put it in the bowl, and I'm gonna sit here and smoke it. Hey, what's going on? Kush? Fuck yeah. Like I said, I hope this playlist don't get flagged, but it is what it is. If it does, if for some reason the shit gets flagged and they kick my live stream off, I'm just gonna live stream again and just play my music. But I have it low enough that Mike might not even catch it all the way. Hey, Kush says, just finished making a motherwort brew I found in the woods. That is fucking amazing, man. So amazing. Past couple days, I've been drinking a bunch of motherwort. I made a brew a few days ago and just been drinking the shit out of it. Had me feeling awesome earlier. The motherwort brew has like a sweet, almost sweet like smell. I don't know, but that's how you know it's right. If it was brewed long enough and brewed correctly, it should have that kind of weird sweet motherwort smell. I don't know. But motherwort's very underrated because like people will like make a brew with it and maybe they'll like take a shot of it or whatever and they'll kind of feel it, but like they'll underestimate it because like take 5 shots of it and then just wait. And that shit will hit you. You're gonna be like, what the? I didn't expect that from that. I don't know. It's just awesome. Plants are fucking amazing. Boom. Now let's get higher. Talking about plants. I just drank some Red Bull and Kratom.
The gift is hard to take. Just watch it break. Time for another spin. And watch it wash away again.
Fuck yeah.
Don't worry where you are.
Ooh.
You're a shooting star. And if somebody calls you,
I will not live longer.
a stone and leave it there in the road. And if it gets picked up, then you're in luck.
I've learned something recently that I never thought I would have ever learned in my entire life. But it's like something that I learned that I can't even explain. Like, I don't know. I was just sitting here thinking about it. And I was also thinking about how I'm not even going to be able to tell you guys what the fuck I was just thinking about. That sucks for me. Like, I'm just someone that loves to express what the fuck I'm thinking. So I've worked hard to be able to learn how to express out in English what I'm thinking and what I see in my imagination and what I whatever. But man, I guess part of what I was thinking is this piece that I have that like I wish I could just give to people. Like, I don't know. It's something. It's this piece that usually I guess I would see old men have that I have. That like I can sit here, like even if there was no music, no like whatever, just let me have the fucking bong, and even if there's no bong, like I don't need. I could just sit here in silence. There's no words in my head. Um, I know how to stop thinking in my head. I know how to whatever, and it's those abilities that's what I can't explain. It's that peace that I never thought I would ever truly have because I was searching for happiness instead of peace. And I think that's the mistake. People search for success, they search for happiness, they search for things that might not even be possible to withstand. But peace is possible to withstand. It's possible to keep peace longer than any other feeling that a human being can feel. So yeah, I guess I did just English what I was thinking. But that's what I was thinking. Because I got this peace from knowing who I am, knowing, like, I don't give a shit what people think about me because I know who I am and I know what I'm doing. And I know some things I do look crazy to other people, but that's because they're not me and they don't understand anything I've been doing or anything I'm trying to do or my imagination or my goals or my dreams or my whatever. So, like, I've just found this peace in just being myself that it sometimes will make you lose friends. Like, being yourself can make you lose friends. It can make you lose girlfriends or boyfriends. It can make you lose whatever a lot. But like, what being yourself will do though is give you a peace that cannot be explained. I'm so myself that I don't think about it. I I don't know. I don't know how to be anything other than what I am. I don't know. And it's something that's so, the shitty thing about life is I would have never realized I found my peace until the world tried to fuck it up. Like when the world tried to fuck my peace up, when the world tried to, put obstacles in my face, things that would, cause me to fucking freak out and shit. And when I did not lose the peace, I lost happiness here and there. I lost, um, whatever. But there's that same feeling I had 6 months ago. I had 2 years ago, but it keeps getting more solid, more unfuckwithable. Like things can fuck with my exterior emotions, my happiness, my sadness, whether I'm crying or whether I'm laughing or whether I'm whatever. But even but whether I'm crying or whether I'm happy, like laughing, I have the same feeling deep inside that I call my peace. It's the peace of just being actually me without any expectation from the world, without any thought about it whatsoever. And it's that I'm so me. Like if I want to cry, I cry immediately. I don't care who's around me. I don't care if whatever. I don't care that the world thinks, "Oh, you're a man. You got to talk blah blah blah." Like it's wow. It's just I don't know. I have me, and there's nothing like having me. Like I don't know. Hey, DMT Infinity, what's good, bro? Says Mark, perfect timing, brother. I just finished my work for the next few hours, so I'm chill here with you until then. Fuck yeah. Yeah, peace of mind. Like, yeah, I guess that term, peace of mind, I've heard it so many times, but I never even thought about it. Like, I never really realized, okay, peace of mind literally means, like, the ability to silence the mind when you need it to be silent, the ability to think fast when you need it to think fast, and the ability to just stop it when you need it to stop. It's the peace of mind, that your mind can be peaceful when you want it to, or chaotic when you want it to. And these abilities to control the mind is um, the true power, the true wealth, the true something. I don't know. But it was just this thought that I was thinking that as I was just sitting here smoking, I was thinking about how I've like if you look at my life the past 4 years, I've gone through so much ups and downs, like extreme ups and extreme downs. And like extreme ups and then extreme downs and then giant changes and then relationship changes went and from one relationship to a polygamous relationship with two girlfriends, then to one really then to a normal relationship again, and then that just broke up, and then with the girlfriend before the one I was with now, we had a son that ended up in foster care that it's and so I lost that, and like all these problems I've went through over the past 4 years or so, and I'm sitting here like I didn't lose my peace. I didn't lose my love for myself. I didn't lose belief in myself, and I didn't lose respect for myself. That like I understand I've made mistakes. And other people, like if I told everyone every mistake I've made and everything that's actually happened over the past 4 years, some people would judge me. Some people would be like, man, that's no, but you could have done this or you should have did there, you could have been better. But I don't do any of that with myself. I'm so proud of I'm just glad everything happened because everything had to happen in order for me to be the man I am right now. Like the pain, the problems, the things that I didn't want to happen, all the things that I wanted that didn't happen because the me that wanted it isn't even alive anymore. Like I'm a different me. But it was just I was sitting here realizing that all of this shit and I still have my peace. I still I don't know. I'm so me and I'm still me. I didn't get bitter. I didn't get angry. I didn't get anxious. I didn't allow anything to fuck with me because like my environment, I mean I live in the projects. I don't allow any of this shit to fuck with me at all. Like I refuse. I refuse to allow anything exterior to change that true feeling that I call my baseline. Like some people say like normal to a person is what they normally feel. Um so what I normally feel and has been like this since I was a child is that peace feeling, that feeling of like, and then sometimes it gets elevated and sometimes it gets down, but regardless there's still that base feeling of like just my peace. And like when I make music, it goes up where I'm like, just now that piece is up to like feeling alive, and I feel so fucking, I can feel the energy flowing as I'm creating the music, and it's just so fucking amazing. And like, just like when I was in the relationship that I was just in, and I was in love, and we were building this thing, as a couple, and it was fucking amazing, and it was beautiful, and I felt alive. But then when she broke up with me, that feeling went away. But what I was thinking about is I'm amazed that I still have the feeling of peace, the baseline feeling, that the extreme high of being in love, or the extreme high of making music, or the extreme high of like relaunching my business, or saving up, becoming financially successful, like all of that, like those are extreme highs. But the bottom of the bottoms, when I was homeless, so I was 2013, I ended up homeless, and I've said this many times. I ended up homeless. I had to use the snow as a fucking pillow on a bench, and I only did that I only had to do that for one night. But like, I had to walk around like that night while I was awake, while it was like 9 at night until it started getting later. I had to walk around in the cold and jog a little bit just to stay warm because it was so cold that and I had nowhere to go. But even then, swear to fucking God, even then, I didn't lose my peace. I found my peace through music. Then, like, I would there's this Snow the Product song called Bad Mornings, and I listened to that song on repeat the whole entire night when I was walking around in the cold homeless, and I listened to that song on repeat, and that song gave me my peace back. It gave me that feeling of like, okay, I won't be here forever. I'm not gonna I'm not gonna be outside in the cold forever. Life isn't gonna be this fucked up forever. And the universe had my back because the next day, my dude Eric, who I'm still friends with, shout out to my dude Eric. Like, you have no idea, bro. But he let me stay with him the next day, and then, well, because I couldn't stay the night, so then I had to walk around and kind of do whatever. But then as soon as it was morning, I was able to go to his house, chilled with him all day long or whatever. And I think it was almost until the next day when I got a ride somewhere else to stay or whatever. But that whole fucking journey, I didn't lose my peace either. And this is what I don't know I don't know how I'm doing this. I generally don't know. But hey, Trippy Man 710. What's going on, bro? I was just explaining just my life's journey, about like how after all this bullshit I've been through and like problems, life seems to be crashing fucking around me, but like I never lose my peace. And it's something I don't know how to teach either. I don't All I know how to do is say it. But we both be in the video. Add me in. I don't know how to add. I know how to add people on Instagram. Because I added somebody in on Instagram. I don't know how to add someone in on YouTube yet. Just like I don't know how to screen share on here either. I know you can screen share. Um, but yeah, I could text you right now though, bro. Right here. But yeah, I think it's very important to um basically, I guess we can do that another time though, bro. Um, that's why I said just text me, bro. But fucking right. DMT Infinity says shout out to Eric. Fuck yeah. Eric is just text me right here, bro. Trippyman710. Just text me on Facebook. Or Messenger. But because I want to save the live chat here. So but yeah, shout out to Eric. Cause like in the live stream here, um oh, you can't join on, okay. But in the live streams on here, Eric, his thing is called Whoa Yes. But that's my homie for life, for real. But I don't know. It's just been a life's been an interesting journey. And I'm telling you that life is supposed to be hard. Like, it'll build you. You have the possibility, like, we all have possibilities of becoming something. Like, we all have the possibility of becoming whatever we want. Like, it's so crazy, but the problem is that it's hard as fuck. And it's easier to become what they want you to become than to become what you were meant to become. Like, it's so much easier to fall into comfort. Like, it was so easy for me to fall into the comfort of, of a woman, and trying to rely on the comfort of a woman to uh whatever. And it's this thing that's like, well, we can also fall into ourselves. But to fall into yourself, it takes balls. It takes so much fucking balls to be able to fall into who you were meant to be and trust it. Trust yourself. You have to get to know yourself if you want to trust yourself. But, like, and in order to trust yourself, you have to gain self control, be able to control yourself, be able to, like, all of these things, control your thoughts, and it all takes work. It's not easy. Every single day I meditate. Every single, like, even if I'm not sitting here like this, I'm meditating. I'm still working on meditation by working on silencing my mind, being more in the moment when I'm doing something. If it's as simple as I don't know, the best example I have is when I make music, there's no thought in my head. It's just me and the music, and I'm becoming the music. Um, but you could do that washing dishes. You could sit there and wash dishes and become the dish. I don't know how to explain become the dishes, but, like, become so enveloped in the moment that there's no thought about anything. That is just you in the moment of washing dishes, and it's the most beautiful thing ever. Because when you're in that moment, it it doesn't matter if you're washing dishes, making music, starting a business, or starting a family. It's all the same feeling. It's that peace, I guess. I don't know. It goes back to that fucking peace. That that shit is real. But yeah, Natty Music, what's going on? One of my first Natty Music says one of my first jobs was a dishwasher. It was actually fairly meditative while listening to music. I mean, yeah, I did it well because I work at I guess I work at KFC, so, like, I'm usually making the chicken, but I had to, like, do the dishwashing, and I guess it was meditative. It was more meditative for me to sit there and make the chicken instead, but, like, because anything is really meditative if you you know. I guess it's because it's all the dance. The entire everything we do is the dance of life. Like, from actually dancing to singing to making music to washing dishes to working a job to whatever. Everything you do, you can do in the motion of the dance. You can do with the flow of the dance. You don't have to go out of flow and, like, I don't know how to explain it, but I think that's what I was trying to explain. Like, what I've been trying to do, like, my whole life, ever since I don't know, ever since I was 20 and I kind of started learning more about spiritual shit and psychedelics and whatever. It was that, well, I first learned about the pineal gland and changing your paradigm and changing, thoughts create reality, and those are the first things I learned before I ever did psychedelics or anything. So it was the learning about gaining control of your mind, because that's what I got out of thoughts create reality. that the reason why thoughts create reality doesn't work for most people is because their mind is out of their control. Um, like they think thoughts when they should be silent, and they're silent when they should be speaking, and they're like I don't know, all these things of we need to be doing what we actually want. Um, so it's like if somebody doesn't want to think, they shouldn't think. But it's also if somebody doesn't want to do drugs, they shouldn't do drugs. But then there's addiction, where it's like if somebody's addicted to drugs, then they feel like they have to do the drugs. But it's these gaining controls of your body, because that's the way I look at the mind. I look at thinking as like a drug, because I'm addicted to this shit, guys. Like I'm fucking addicted to thinking and speaking and thinking of ideas and thinking and just thinking. I'm addicted to it. That's why I had to learn how to control myself, or I would have been just a fucking thinking junkie. Like, yeah. But now I'm like, I now have control over my thinking, and it's beautiful. It allows me to deal with heartbreak. It allows me to keep my peace. It allows me to keep motivation. People always want motivation. And I'm like, I'm motivated just because I don't know. I got so much shit. I got so much energy. I could just, whatever. I got so much energy. I got to take a shit ton of kratom and cannabis and motherwort and all these herbs to try to calm me down. Because if I didn't, I'm on this natural, like, wave. Like, that's why I've never done cocaine. I've never done meth. I've never done Adderall. I've never done any amphetamine or anything like that. And it's nothing against people who have. It's just I have so much natural fucking energy that I can't even imagine. Like the only thing I use is some caffeine. Like it's a little coffee, a little Red Bull here and there, but like that's more than enough for me because my natural state is like this, ready to go. I got so much I want to do. I got so much music I want to make. I got so much videos I want to make. So many ideas I want to speak about and books and all this shit I want to do that it's just annoying. Sometimes being me is annoying though. I wish I could turn me off sometimes. Um, which is why I learned how to silence my mind because it's sometimes a bit much being me because I always have ideas. I always want to make music. I always have this shit, and it's like a constant boom, 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 boom. So like I learning how to silence my mind and just be still for 5 minutes is beautiful. And learning how to keep the mind still helps a lot. It just helps me keep my peace. But Naughty Music says, yeah, I think it depends on the environment too. I mean, I guess, but once you master meditation, it's just like DMT. Where you smoke the DMT doesn't matter because you're not going to be there anyways. Um, Wherever you smoked it, and it's kind of the same thing. If you mastering the meditative mind is like you're in that thing no matter where you are in the physical realm. It's a mental space type thing that your mind can go into that space while it's still tethered to the body a little bit, where you're like in this, in a sense, zoned out. But what is zoning out? We don't even, as a human species, we don't even understand what zoning out even means or what these things are or why humans do them. Like when we zone out and like maybe things get blurry, you're like, you ever been zoned out somewhere and somebody's like, yo, why are you looking at me? And you're like, yo, bro, I wasn't looking at you. I was kind of just looking through you or through the thing. I don't know how to explain it. But when you zone out, you're not looking at the object. You're kind of looking through the object in a sense, or like looking at the space in between the object or whatever. But when you zone out, you can practice. Well, I've practiced, I guess you can call it open eye meditations, where you just sit there open eyed and just zone out. And you start to see what people call hypnagogic hallucinations, which are like kind of hallucinations you would see if you was right about to fall asleep type shit. Um, Maybe a little morphine of the space you're seeing, or maybe a little whatever. But yeah, it's just really interesting. Human. being human, being a soul, being whatever. Because going through all the problems I've gone through in my life, I think I go through problems because I fucking love it in a sense. I don't know. I'm fucking weird. Um, and I'm breaking myself out of that because, like, okay, enough with loving the fucking struggle. Okay, so as soon as you stop loving the struggle, you'll probably stop struggling. But like somebody who's like, I'm 27 and I've gone through so many struggles in my life that I now am like a little worried of uh success, or like I understand now why people are scared of success. I used to be like, why the fuck would you be scared of success? That shit's weird to me. But like now I'm one of those people that's a little scared of success because I don't want it to make me soft. Like, and people are like, you don't want the world to make you hard, and the world didn't make me hard. Like, I'm still have a soft heart, and I'm loving, and I'm still me. I'm not bitter or anything, but I also don't want to. I don't want. I don't know what it will be like to, like, I'm getting closer and closer to this. To I don't know what it's gonna be like to be able to open my fridge and it's full at the end of the month. I don't know what it's gonna be like. Like, but I'm getting, the closer I get to all of these things, where financial success scares me because I've been so poor my entire life that now that I have it down packed that I don't need to spend any money, and you can save and invest and spend money on products that you can relaunch your business and all this stuff. Like, now that I'm actually doing what I'm saying, it scares me because this is going to lead where I imagine, and that scares me because, like, I I'm manifesting my reality to what I want it to be because I finally understand that I had to control my mind because every thought manifests, even the random ones that don't make sense. At least they attempt to manifest. So, like, now I'm just so, like, ooh, walking on eggshells weirdly because, like, I'm like, I'm about to get another job and save up and this and that. And, like, before these were just ideas. They're like, this shit was an idea. Like, my side hustle and all this shit that's happening in my life, and my side hustles are about to become my main hustles, and my main hustles, like my job and shit, is about to become shit that I don't even need, and it has nothing to do with money. It's more to do with the fact that I'm able to create because we are just energy in a world that's made of energy, and we attract the energy that we are. And I am now becoming like something. And that's what scares me. That I'm becoming something that I don't even know. That I've never been able to know. Like, yeah, I don't know. Do not be distracted. Only when the mind is silent can you see clearly enough to forget about your desires. Open your mind. DMT Infinity 2012. Fuck yeah, bro. But that's real. And the way I look at it, the way I've discovered it is like, as soon as you stop being distracted, stop allowing your mind to be distracted, you silence the mind, right? All of your desires that you wanted start running towards you. Like, when in the past, it's like I've been chasing my dreams. Now, as soon as gained control of my mind, I found ways to keep my peace throughout the pain and the struggles. I um didn't hold on to hatred or whatever is whatever all this shit. That's when my dreams started chasing me. They're now trying to catch up to me. The dreams that I had, the goals, the visions, the this, the that, the fucking ideas, and all these shits, the opportunities are now just randomly happening to me. And I wouldn't believe it if it wasn't my actual fucking life. Like, I actually believe in magic. I actually believe in this shit. I really do. Like, and what I mean by magic is it's fucking magic to me that this shit is working. It's magic. Like, consciousness, thoughts create reality, law of attraction. I know it's so annoying nowadays, but it's fucking magic. They're not just words. This shit is, as soon as you actually begin to do it, you're gonna either jump for joy or have my point of view on it and be a little scared. Because if it's real, then is everything else that I fucking say real? Like DMT space and like it's the whole fucking psychedelic world and the whole fucking thing. And like it's that this shit is all fucking real. It's real. They're not words. They're not trips. They're not thoughts create reality. They're not ideas. They're this shit is not. It's the most magical fucking thing ever because it is the thing. It is the reason why we are here. We are here to learn how to create a life that we want. Learn how to control our own minds. Learn how to control our own thing. Learn how to build our own thing. And your thing has nothing to do with anybody else at all because you're not anybody else. And it's that. I don't know. So much shit that you know what's so crazy about everything I just said in the past 30 minutes that I've been live streaming? That whoever was here, I don't know if the person was here. I don't know who it was. I think it was Kush. I don't know if he's still here. But when I first turned the live stream on and I sat here for 2 seconds, so I hit the bong and I sat here like this. It was like probably a minute. Kind of sat here in silence. That 1 minute that I sat there in silence, I thought every single fucking thing I just said to you in the past 30 minutes. Like, that's how my mind works. I don't know how to explain it other than that's why in the beginning of the live stream, I was like, I don't know if I'll be able to even explain what the fuck I just thought. Because I think so big in such a fast amount of time and such a with ideas and visions and I I don't know. It's just this thing. And this is all taken work. Like I wasn't always like this. I didn't always think like this. I chose to think like this. I worked on my mind. I did techniques, years and years of practice and years of working on it. And the last thing I finally worked on was being able to silence the mind. Like at first I had to learn how to expand the mind and expand it with ideas. I had to learn how to play with ideas where I'm just masturbating with my mind. Like I'm literally just playing with my ideas. That's how it all started originally is me tripping balls, playing with my ideas and thinking to myself, these ideas could be real, they could be not. Who knows? And then doing research and then going deep on my own ideas and analyzing my own self. But like, man, life is insane. I was just, yeah. Fuck. Where the hell? So this is what bothers me. I don't know how I lose a lighter when I don't go nowhere. It's not like I went anywhere. Unless it dropped. Bruh. Bruh. I really lost the lighter and I don't know where it's at. Damn, I lost the lighter. I'm just trying to get the lighter so I can get a little higher. I need a little fire. Yeah. I don't know where it's at. I'm just trying to find. I have no idea. And of course, I only have one lighter. I swear to God, bro, I'm a musical fucking psychedelic song. Musical god. I don't know where the fuck. I guess this torch might work. I don't know if it's gonna spark. Fucking found it! Dun, 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 dun. What's going on? Crested Story Readings. Hey, Geek Links, what's going on, bro? I was this whole time been searching for a lighter. I fucking love making music. Like, I love the fact that I could just sit here, smoke, and jam to my own songs. Like, I don't know, some would say that's egotistical, but I would just say it's a beautiful thing. Something I've always wanted to do ever since I first smoked. Hey, yeah, bro, this is awesome. Shout out to everybody. Like, Chris, so Chris's story reading said, just try motherwort tea for the first time on a large dose. That's really awesome because you're the second person in the stream that said they was doing motherwort like tonight or something. One dude was brewing it, um, so he has to brew it still. But like, I was like, fuck yeah. And I was explaining to him that motherwort's an interesting plant. So like, I was on motherwort earlier, and I took some whatever, and it's so interesting because like, if I brew the brew right, it has like a nice sweet almost smell, like a weird sweet ish type smell, and it's like a dark color brew, and if you put it in the light, like it has like this reddish tint to it, almost like a maroon tint almost. But like, I don't know. But then I make it into an extract but I was too lazy to make the extract, so I just down the brew. And with the brew, it's like 1 to 2 shots. It's kind of like just a nice, warm, comforting feeling where you kind of feel a little something, but not much, but just a little, a nice comfort feeling. But shit, you take 4, 5 shots of that brew. I'm sitting here like, oh man, like I was feeling it. I was like, yes, but like, fuck yeah. I just haven't taken motherwort in a while, like a high dose of motherwort in like 6 months, 7 months. So yesterday was the first time where I had to like, I forgot that a high enough dose of it'll put you to sleep, or it'll try to put you to sleep. Fighting the sleep is when things get fun. Take a high enough dose where it almost puts you to sleep. And I have a question for anyone who does high doses of motherwort. Um, I need to know if this is just me or if it's everyone else, because I have the issue of I've used a shit ton of psychedelics in my life and still to the whatever. So I probably have HPPD. So I want to know if other people get the same thing when I take an extremely high dose of motherwort. Like, the dose has to be so high that it's trying to almost put me to sleep, where it's like, where I almost feel like I'm kind of dozing, but like whatever. So then I'll try to wake myself up or whatever. And then if I stare at the wall or stare at the tapestry, it almost looks like it's moving, but in a different way than like it's not moving in the same way that mushrooms or LSD makes things move, but it almost looks like it's slightly moving. Like there's slight visuals of some sort, and I don't know, and maybe it's just me, but that's why I would love for other. That's why I kind of explained more about my motherwort experiences and explained how I make the extract and how I make the brew, because um, I'm genuinely curious if it's just me that this shit happens to, or if it happens to other people as well. Um, so like, yeah. So that's why I'm trying to make motherwort as popular as fucking possible. It grows naturally in so many places that almost everyone has access to it, and it's so cheap. Now my worry though is that if we keep talking about motherwort, we keep saying it's fucking awesome, we keep whatever, that the vendors, the fucking farmers or the whatever, that the price of motherwort will go up, and that's gonna be a bitch. Because it happened to kratom, it happened to cannabis, like it happens to anything that we enjoy. As soon as the demand goes up, the price goes up. So but yeah. DMT Infinity says, I'm proud of you for generally following all of your dreams that you're most passionate about, manifesting what you've manifested thus far, believing in yourself, never giving in, being a genuine good man, for being the artist you are, and overall just for you being yourself. You are generally inspiring and motivational, and I am honored to be in your life. Bro, I fucking love you, bro. Like on some real shit, like homies for life, bro. Like for real. He says, and mine to such the degree that I am, and vice versa. Fuck yeah, man. Hmm. Geeklink says, I took a high dose of motherwort a couple times. Was okay, kind of made me tired, but was more of a body load type thing. So that I would consider a moderate dose. So like a moderate dose, yeah, you'll feel the body, like I guess the body load feeling, um, and that's like a nice moderate dose where you feel it, like because if you can feel it, I would say that's a moderate dose. Because some doses, it's like a light dose of it, you can barely feel, like you barely feel you did anything besides you're less anxious and just more, huh, like. But then from that dose where you were probably kind of felt the body load, double or triple that dose, and then that's probably more along where the dose that I prefer. um Now, I've taken such a high dose of motherwort once that like I was in this delusional state and terrified and scared for a second, and like I don't know, like I had this weird delusional thought that I died, and that I was walking around the room freaking out because I thought I was the ghost version of myself, and I must have still been laying on the ground in the motherwort. And when I did research on, now after that experience, it made me do research. So motherwort at high doses, it's been like they did some science on it, because motherwort's part of the I think the 52 Chinese herbs or something. But motherwort at high doses can cause delirious thoughts or delirious whatever. So then that's why it has the at such a at high doses, it has such a almost psychedelic-ish vibe to me, where my mind, because of the delirious thinking that, like, how could I ever have really taken it serious that I was a ghost walking around, and I was still laying there on the floor on the motherwort, and I really wasn't walking around, that it was just me astral projectioning and whatever. But that's the delusional thought that I had while I was on the high dose of motherwort. And I was just like, I don't know. It was just there. It was the thought. It just happened, and I was just in it. I was like, oh my god, yeah, that's what happened. Oh my god, like, and this is what it is. And then as the motherwort started wearing down, like coming down, I started realizing, okay, no, obviously that's not what happened. That obviously, and like it was just this like, I don't know. So then, and like I said, after that, it made me do research on the motherwort, and then I found that motherwort was used in like paganism. Some they said something about astral projection and something about. Then did some more research, and there was a couple things about the delirious thinking, and then after a couple articles and a couple things says something about like the delirious thinking thing. Um, that I guess one I said I think it said delirium or whatever, that it's not going to be like like a delirium like datura or something like that, but the mindset was so like I was able to have that delirious thought without thinking that was a crazy thought, with just thinking to myself, yeah, that is what it is, that's what happened. And like it was interesting, but high doses of it. Dude, now this is why I'm like, I'm just interested to see if other people fucking experience shit like that, or is it just me? Like, I don't know. like that's why I kind of started explaining DMT and shit. Cause like, well, I'm like, well, we're all experiencing this shit. We're all experiencing different things, but like, we're all meeting the DMT entities, and we're all seeing the vortex, and we're all seeing the city of light, or we're all seeing the this or that. And it's like, okay, well, does that happen with motherwort? Like, because it's such an unknown herb that like, um, no one really does it in high doses. No one really does it in general, like shamanically. Ever, it was used as like a medicinal thing, so no one explored with it. So like, no one will know whether it actually um can cause slight visuals, or whether it can, the delirious thinking, or the slight, basically the slight tripping type mindset, or the slight, just, I don't know. And there's a stone to like it, I don't, it's just something, there's something there to it. That's why I fucking love it. There's something there. And that's what really interests me about plants like that. um from all the aporphine alkaloids to motherwort to lotus flowers to all the lotus flowers to all the different lotus flowers, the the fact that there's not much stuff on them, it's beautiful to me. Because I remember Terrence McKenna saying he loves a plant with history, and I do too. Don't get me wrong. I love a plant that has a story behind it, that has history to it, that where cultures and tribes used it, and all this other shit. But I also love the fact that there are herbs that are so powerful and spiritual and have so much to offer that no one's fucking used and no one's heard of really. And like, they get overlooked sometimes because motherwort was used as like the natural epidural back, when there was no epidural. And taking high doses of it, I could see, yeah, if you gave a woman a high dose of motherwort right before as she's giving birth, she'll be somewhat, dozed off, unconscious a little bit enough, where it's like something. And um, Kalia, Kalia extract. Um, Natty Music says I get similar psychedelic effects from Kalia extract. Right, I was about to say. Geeklinks said it. Kalia Zakaturchi. I can't even say it, but like, um, I have to look into that because I had a shit ton of that herb, like a couple ounces of that herb in like 2016, and I never tried it. Never. I just never bothered with it, and I don't know why. Um, Geeklink says, "Bro, the way you're describing doing that high of a dose, I don't really want to do that." I loved it. And now it's funny as I haven't done that high of a dose since. I'm like, that was an extremely high dose. And it scared me a little bit because it didn't scare me. It reminded me of some of the Datura experiences that where they're talking about they're seeing these crazy things, but it's like because they feel that they're on the Datura, and it's just like man, the blood is dripping from the ceiling, and they're just like, yeah, blood's dripping from the ceiling. It's just normal type shit. Um, and on the motherwort, it was just I was just in I was in that experience, so it was just normal to, I don't know. I guess all the dream herbs I stayed away from because I used to be scared of dreams. I used to have nightmares all the time. So but now that I got over my nightmares, I beat my nightmares, and so like I think I might eventually get back into trying to explore with the dream herbs, just because I like to explore with just different things and all these different things and figure shit out. And um yeah. Natty Music says I don't use it for dreaming. Nice combo of cannabis and Clea extract smoke is pretty trippy. Hey, okay, I like that. So that's what I like about all of this. That you know people will say, well, this is how you use the herb, and it's a dream herb or whatever, whatever, or it's for this or it's for that, or like motherwort was for women for postpartum depression, or for women for like the natural epidural type thing. But like those words aren't true. It's not for women. It's uh, the dream herbs are not just they're not for dreaming. They can be, but they're herbs that don't have herbs don't have a usage. Like, this is how you use them. But I just love that, like, you've probably, and who knows, we probably weren't the first people to do this type of shit, but you're the first person I've heard that smoked the Kalia extract. um so like, yeah. So yeah, extract, but like, yeah. So like, it's just interesting. Just like, I smoked this California poppy extract that I made, and that was fucking beautiful. Um, Something that's looked down upon, that's an actual drug though. Um, I dabbed I dabbed MDMA once, well, a couple times, and that was interesting. I prefer just to eat it because it lasts longer or whatever, and but I just kind of wanted to try things. Is it Kalia or cilia? California poppy contains a bunch of molecules, but I think the main one is called californidine. There's isobuldine, iso something. Isobuldine is an aporphine alkaloid. Um, so isobuldine, buldine, glossine, aporphine, nuciferin, all those are aporphine alkaloids. But California poppy, I just think it has isobuldine and something else. But the it's the seeds that I would smoke, and it's the seeds that I make like an extract with, like the same way you would make cannabis extract. I make extract with California poppy seeds, and the effect only lasts about 30 minutes, 30 to 40 minutes, but it's a nice, powerful effect, and it had some interesting possible sexual benefits, but the sexual benefits will only last as the drug was on. So like, while like if I took a dab of the California poppy extract, like if I want to, if we were gonna use that as like some sexual thing, you gotta immediately take the dab and immediately get to work, because as soon as it starts to wear off, so does your thing, and so that was interesting. But like, so it was interesting that it heightened the sexual feel, but it also just it had such a nice, powerful feel to it, um, that it was just really nice. Yeah, because something I realized with all of these herbs, it doesn't matter what it is, it's about learning how to get it to work. Like, you have to figure out how you get these things to work, or which way works better for you, and also different methods of ingestion cause different effects. Like, it can be a completely different substance, basically. If you know, it's interesting. DMT Infinity says, we can all dive in and out of realities when we learn to move our consciousness at will. We will master this ability, and if you ask me, then the mastering of lucid dreaming is the key to immortality. Wow, that's a great thought. Geekling says Kalia in tea is super gross. It's very bitter, similar to a very strong motherwort tea. See, I don't. To me, these tastes are nothing. Like, I mean, I've gotten so used to the taste of my Hawaiian baby wood rose seeds tea, like brew, that or like cold water extraction, that like I got a shaman's tongue, I would call it. That I eat kratom all the time. I eat all these weird different herbs. I and every morning I drink lion's mane mushroom extract, which tastes like shit, but like it's so great for my mind. Like my mind, my brain, my thoughts, my whatever has haven't been this clear. Haven't been this just clear since the last time I was taking lion's mane mushroom extract, which was in 2017 or 18. I used to take lion's mane mushroom extract and chaga mushroom, and I used to do all this shit. And I was herb the fuck out. And I was taking my daily herbs and whatever. But then things changed financially in my life, and I couldn't afford to live that lifestyle. But I realized that health is wealth, and that I literally feel so much better taking lion's mane mushroom extract every day. And like I only take like a gram and a half of the extract once in the morning every day. That's it. And it's like it's 30% polysaccharides, I'm pretty sure. And it's dope. Like lion's mane mushroom extract is fucking amazing. But I also take kratom and smoke shit ton of cannabis. And soon gonna get back into all these herbs. Like, yeah, I'm gonna order some California poppy seeds just to make a bunch of fucking wax because the seeds are so cheap. They're like I'm gonna order like probably like I don't know a couple pounds of these fucking seeds because I want like a pound of the fucking wax. So like I don't know. I'm trying to go in and I might start selling these things, but I don't know the law when it comes to selling alcohol extracts or like butane extracts or whatever. Like when I start selling the motherwort extract, it's basically just water. It's a water extract, so you can sell water extracts without worrying about anything about the law or whatever. Hey Bingus, what's going on, bro? It says 500 milligrams every 3 days for me. Fuck yeah. uh, DMT Infinity says, "Why am I the only stoner that personally know who prefers consuming foods and drinks like salad, carrots, bacon, cheese, food, crusted milk, apple juice, orange juice. I mean, every stoner loves orange juice, cushion orange juice. You know what I mean? But bro, if y'all love like I guess stoner content, like just sit back, chill, smoke sesh type content, y'all definitely gotta check out Bingus. Bingus has been doing this for a while now, and yeah, I used to sit back and just chilling Bingus's live streams and shit before like I was really live streaming. Back when I had my first YouTube channel before YouTube deleted my just Mark Dreams YouTube channel. But but yeah, those are the times though. Like YouTube has changed since then. I don't know if Bingus if I don't know if you've noticed, I don't know if you're still in here, but like how YouTube ever since the algorithms changed and ever since the they started deleting channels and all this stuff. Like the community in YouTube kind of started breaking apart. Like there used to be a weed tube community. There used to be a psychedelic community. There used to be a kratom community. And YouTube was becoming this literal like digital world that we became communities in. But then these people fucked it up, and then it just hasn't been the same since. And yeah, these people fucking. Peace Love Production says make sure to fast every few months for gut health. Taking herbs regularly can wreck the gut with anti nutrients and oxals in some of the plants. I guess, but I take a lot of extracts. So like the only plant that I really take is kratom, and I mean, you know, and trust me, my it's one of these things that I feel like you have to train your body. Like I've trained my stomach to deal with certain things. Like I call it a shaman's stomach because I have a shaman's tongue and a shaman's stomach. That like I can take Hawaiian baby woodrose seeds and feel a little nauseous but not throw up. Like I could take 10, 15, 20 seeds and not throw up. Just because it's like, well, you gotta have the right acid in your stomach. You have to have the right, prebiotics and probiotics in your stomach, and if you take care of all that, then everything else will kind of work itself out. A healthy gut biome is key to a healthy stomach. And it's not just probiotics that you need. We also need prebiotics as well. And just ways to help the stomach just be stronger and like Bingus says Bingus is a slang word for weed in the Urban Dictionary. Mark is the man. Nah, bro, you're the man, for real. Big time. Right. Cheers. I don't know if y'all smoke. Let me take this smoke break real quick. Because my problem is I'll fucking just ramble on. Ooh. I keep forgetting I added wax in the bong. Ooh. DMT Infinity says, I don't know what it is about the name, but Hawaiian Baby Wood Rose sounds simply and utterly precious. That's because there's some precious little helpers, I guess you can call them. Because those little seeds are so powerful, so magical, and it's literally a helper. Like, I generally believe that plants are like somewhat alive, and like you just gain a relationship with it. And like most of us have this unconscious relationship with the cannabis plant to the point where we don't even realize it. But like, I mean, like, I'm getting ready to start growing weed for the first time because weed's finally legal where I live, and so like I'm gonna be just buying a grow tent and like starting out with just like a grow tent that can maybe fit like two plants that I can expand a little bit, like because I've done a lot of research and I'm trying to like have multiple coals on multiple on one plant and like I can spread it out and I'm able to manipulate the plant. I've done so much research on this shit and now I just actually have to fucking do it, which it's going to be interesting because it's an interesting thing to go from smoking weed to then growing weed to then smoking the weed that you grew. I can only imagine. It's something I've never experienced, but like it would be really dope because it's always dope to smoke the wax you make. Like, I don't know, I've made my own wax and and got better at it and got good at craft, and good at it and really good at extraction processes and really good at things like that. So it's always awesome to do the substance you extracted and you're like, yo, like, I started with the fucking herb product, and then you end up with some beautiful crystalline extract, uh, and then you're like, yeah, and then you end up doing it, and it's just a beautiful thing. So I can imagine it's probably the same thing with weed. That like you grow the plant and you put so much time and effort and love and energy, and then you end up smoking it. And it's probably such a beautiful connected thing that yeah, maybe I'm just some fucking hippie that loves fucking loves plants. I don't know. Maybe I'm just some tree hugger. Peace Love Production says, yeah, shamans fast before trips as well. And you're right, you have to train your gut to have the right prebiotics and gut bacteria. Yeah, because it's to the point where, like, I don't need to, for the past a bunch of times, I haven't really fasted. No, I naturally fast unintentionally. Like, it has only been recently that I've had to struggle to eat food. Because, like, I for the past like 3 years of my life, I only eat like once a day. I don't eat that much food. Um, I will. I'll make sure I drink protein drinks and this and that to keep up with my protein and all that. But I didn't eat much. But right now I'm like in the best shape of my life physically, and I'm gaining a little bulkness here. I'm getting something there, and it's hard because it's not the working out that's the problem. Now, like, I have time to work out and I'm working out and shit. It's that I'm not used to eating a lot. So I've had to try to eat more food, which has been really hard. And that has been harder on my stomach than the herbs that I've been taking my entire like past years, right? Like there's times I would take 8 herbs in a day, like every day, and it'd be like that. And I'd, I'd take one day off, I guess, where it's like one day off a week where I'm not on 8 herbs, where I'm maybe only on four. But like my stomach was so perfect back then, and I don't know if it was just the balance between everything. But then the past 2 weeks of me trying to eat more protein, eat more nutritious foods, whole meals, uh, and eat more of the meals so I can actually gain more of whatever. Because I realized, if I kept just eating one meal a day, then I was just gonna lose weight because that's what started happening. Even though I was working out, I would, I jog a lot as well, and I'd go on, hikes a lot, and I whatever, and I was losing too much. So like now I'm sitting here like, damn, just eating is so hard. I don't know. Like some people have a hard time like losing weight, and I'm having a hard time gaining weight because I don't want to gain fat. I'm trying to gain muscle as I'm going, but then I'm trying to stay lean, but also, whatever. I have this way of doing it, and like I said, it's working. It's just I don't know. It's just hard. No, I know what you mean. That shamans. I guess that's because that's why I used to fast when I used to like in the beginning of my psychedelic journey. I used to fast because the only humans that we have to follow psychedelics are shamans. Like the only people we have experience with who have been using psychedelics, longer than the 1960s, is the shamans, and they only fast with ayahuasca because it's dangerous to eat certain things with an MAOI. Um, and I've known this. I knew it from experience when I took capsule ayahuasca, and I think I forget what I ate, but it gave me a headache. And so like literally like 5 minutes after eating what I ate, it gave me a headache. And I don't know why I was eating it, and like I don't know, I took the ayahuasca, and probably like 4 hours later, I think I ate something. And five, I don't know. I'm just a weird guy. Like I kind of just do, I don't know. It's a weird thing. Peace Love Production says, "You're a hard gainer. Just eat more protein and throw some carbs in, bro." That's exactly what I've been doing, man. Like to a T. That's exactly what I've been doing. But it is so hard because that's harder on my stomach. Like the carbs, it's fucking with my stomach. And like, I'm like, well, I guess more probiotics. I was thinking about getting these probiotic capsules instead of like just relying on like something like kombucha or relying on something like some probiotic, drink or like I don't know. DMT Infinity says, "Oh well, you said hard." Peace Love Production says, "MEOIs, same thing happened to me. I had a headache for 2 days from something I ate. Yeah, those shits is no joke. There's a reason why I've only done ayahuasca twice and it's only worked for me once. Like when I say worked, I mean an actual like the actual thing that I wanted, the actual extreme visual, extreme immersed into the psychedelic experience type of experience. Um, and like, yeah. But with that, I did have to. You have to plan ayahuasca out. You have to fast and go on a diet, and like even 2 days after you're, you have to plan not to eat anything, that you're not supposed to eat. Whatever, 2 days after the trip too. So it's like, damn. That's why I was like, I'm just gonna smoke some DMT. Because like shit, doesn't matter what you eat, doesn't matter. Um, Now DMT is weird because you're not eating it, but there has been weird spiritual purges I've had from smoking DMT where I smoke it, I lay back, I'm going through the thing, and then I immediately feel like I have to throw up. And like so I have to get up while I'm on the DMT, and it's so insane when you're like in the world, eyes closed, but then you feel like you're gonna throw up, so then you gotta get up and open your eyes, but you're like, you open your eyes, but the floor is like still the psychedelic world that you were just in, but then there still is the floor there, and it's so um insane. Like DMT visuals like that, I've never had visuals like that. Like I've taken extremely high doses of LSD. And LSD is very visual on the outside, I would say. But I don't know, times like that with DMT, it was so visual that there was basically no room. But I had to trust. I knew where the fucking bathroom was, so I could throw up. But like I didn't throw up though. It was a weird thing. It was like this dry heave of this dry, this fucking feeling of me spiritually purging out this disgusting energy that was attached to me. Yeah. Peace Loving Production says if you're near Rochester, we should collab or chill and smoke sometime. Yes, we fucking should, bro. Like what? Like, bro, if I knew you were that close the whole time, I would have been like, yo, let's link. Let's collab. Let's make these moves. Because that would be awesome. Like, for real. Because Rochester is only, what, 2 hours away? Not even? Like, DMT Infinity says, growing on and off YouTube, those were the days to be an internet content creator of any sort as long as you were openly a stoner. Yeah, back when there was communities, yeah. And Geekling says anything that you grow and put in your body, I feel, is as if you are experiencing what your energy is like to them as they soak it up. Ooh, felt that way after growing albino penis envy mushrooms. Wow, so I've had that same thought where the people who um cultivate the mushroom and like grow the mushroom and then take the mushroom, like man, it's got to be some deeper spiritual shit. But Peace Love Production says I could tell by your accent, but never asked. I heard you mention you live in New York, but hell yeah, we're going to make that happen, bro. Definitely, bro. Definitely. Like fucking I don't know if I have you on Instagram, but definitely add me on Instagram and we'll go from there and that'll be fucking awesome. But it's so weird because I would never think that I have an accent. Like I would just say I talk the way I talk, but I guess upstate New York might have an accent. Like it's just crazy. Fuck yeah. Peace Out Production said, I made a batch of Aya that had way too much DMT, and it was so strong. It was like DMT, but with intense emotional visions of spirits. It was the only time it worked for me. Right. Hippie Longstock, what's going on, bro? Says, what up, Mark? Bro, have you ever been to NYC? No, I have not. Um, I might though, like in the future sometime, but like, uh, but nah, no. My ex moved to New York City because she's from New York City, but the only reason I feel like I'd end up going to New York City is like, I don't know, my one dude was talking about, trying to get shows out there, and I'm like, I don't know if I want to do a show. I don't even know. I've never been there. Like, so, like, I don't want to be set up with some, you know, weird uh, alleyway type show or something. But, but shit, bro. I don't know if you're in New York City, but this is the plan eventually. Okay, so I have a friend that moved out west, and he like lives on this place where it's like this he basically lives on a hippie commune where there's all these hippies and there's this spiritual thing and whatever. And he was explaining it to me that I would love it and I should go out there and just stay with him for 2 weeks or whatever. He doesn't have a YouTube channel or nothing, but I told him like we'd make some videos, because I have my YouTube channel. And but I was thinking about traveling. Like I was thinking about like what I've never even thought about that. I've never thought about going to meet up with my homies and just making videos with the homies, right? Sitting down, chilling, smoking, maybe tripping, vibing, get some videos, get some content out of it, and then get a beautiful fucking human experience out of it. And like, and then yeah, and then move on and then keep doing the thing. And like DMT Infinity says, Mother Ayahuasca is one of my greatest teachers and one of my greatest comrades. This truly the mother of all. I personally believe Mother Ayahuasca and Mother Nature to be the same spirit. I would say the same thing, DMT Infinite. I swear to God, yeah. Um, but yeah, that's a great way to put it. The same spirit that Mother Nature would be the Mother Ayahuasca, and so it's this thing that Mother Ayahuasca, when I took ayahuasca, it was the most therapeutic thing I've ever fucking experienced. It was so like compassionate and so um I don't know, understanding. It was just beautiful. And Mother Ayahuasca, this female, I don't know if it's Mother Ayahuasca, but a lot of times when I smoke DMT, I call for this female entity and she comes to me. Um, and that's the thing that most people don't understand with psychedelics is you can talk to the thing, you can communicate with the thing, you can, and if you learn to communicate with the thing, then you can build a relationship with the thing to the point where then when you take the psychedelic that you gain a relationship with, you can call out to it and it can come to you in the form of what you needed to come to you in, or in the form that it decided to come to you in, that it got used to coming to you in, or whatever. And psychedelics are insane. But Geeklinks says, weird that just the messengers didn't show up this live stream. Yeah. No, I fucks with dude though. Like cause I watched a couple of his videos on his channel and like I can see he's older. So like any old guy that's still keeping up with this or attempting to, it's like nah, like do your thing, man. Like, and it's just like because there's like Timothy Leary has this saying, "Never wake up a mind past 40," and the reason is because after you get past 40, you start holding on to your ideas a little harder than the young people. Like young people have an easier time of grabbing something. So we have this idea, we think this is real, and then we find out, we take psychedelics and we find out no, that wasn't real. But then we figure out this other idea through using psychedelics and through research or whatever. But then we find out that that idea was wrong as well. And we as young people have the ability to say okay, and then we move on to figure out what's more real. older people have a hard time doing that because they don't have as much time as us to accept that maybe they wasted their whole entire life and it's completely wrong. So us young people, we have the ability to, come up with ideas or learn ideas or be raised a certain way or have bad programs that don't help us in our life or whatever, and we're holding on to these things, we're holding on to them, but like as young people, we have time to let go of all of our ideas and start over from scratch. Like I literally just started my life over from scratch. Everything, my all the I've no had no money saved. I was down to zero. I had nothing. I'm in debt. I have bills that needed to be paid. I have all this shit. I started from zero, but I am still young enough to be able to do that. Old people don't have that thing. So I don't know. I give everyone the benefit of the doubt. We're all on a journey. We're all on a different journey, and some people, you just kind of gotta let them figure it out on their own. I've stopped trying to convince the Jesus people about psychedelics, um, because I don't want to be like them. I just want to preach to the people who are already converted. Like, if I'm gonna sit here and ramble on, I want to ramble on to people who, um, you know, open-minded people. And I also I like being called out. So that's why I like yesterday, for those that weren't in this live stream. Yesterday, this dude Justin Messengers was in here, and it's just I kind of had a little debate with him, and I love debating because I like seeing that maybe my ideas are wrong. Um, I'm a weird person. Like a lot of people are attached to wanting to be right. I'm attached to wanting the right information, and I don't care if it came from me. I just want the right information. So if I believe the complete wrong information, if I believe 2 plus 2 is 5, and I've believed that my whole entire life, and then somebody comes up to me and says, "No, 2 plus 2 is 4, man. You're wrong. You're just counting it wrong, and it's okay. 2 plus 2 is 4." And then from there, I'm gonna be like, "I was wrong. I was wrong the whole fucking time, man. I was wrong the whole time. 2 plus 2 is 4. Okay." And like now, obviously, I don't change my beliefs or whatever that easily. But what I'm saying is, um, if somebody can put enough information in front of me and enough, whatever in front of me to prove me wrong, that's the most beautiful thing I can experience. Like, I don't know. So I love that's why I love conversations, because in a conversation you get to learn from someone else's perspective of maybe the exact same thing you went through, like, and then you find out that wow, everything really is based on our perspective in the human world, because we can all go through the exact same experience but gain a completely different stream of information from that experience. And it's really interesting. Pippi Longstock says, "Which artists are you listening to in the hip hop game right now, man?" Um, Honestly, I don't listen to hip hop. Um, I don't really listen to music, really, besides my own Spangle, Bass Nectar, Odd. Um, I guess electronic psychedelic type music is what I listen to. Um, I'm a weird guy. I'm a weird trippy guy. I like honestly, I don't know. I like to trip balls, listen to Dua Lipa, like, like I don't know. Um, so I don't really listen to rap music anymore because rap, in my own words, now this is just my opinion. Now I think rap went retarded, and I know that word's so oh my god, gasp nowadays, but like it's just too much auto tune, not enough soul. If I do listen to rap music, it's Wiz Khalifa, and it's usually old Wiz. Um, Maybe some Snow the Product. Uh, Futuristic, Joyner Lucas. Yeah, that's probably it. Um, Devon Terrell, which I guess is kind of rap, but not really. He raps to futuristic. Um, yeah, I think that's it, really. And I guess if you listen to those artists, just listen to a couple songs from those artists, and you'll understand why I don't really listen to rap music nowadays. Because rappers aren't that really. Like, if I want to listen to rap, I want to be impressed. I want somebody to put their fucking heart and soul in it. I want them to do the same thing I do when I'm making beats. That's what they should be doing when they're singing, rapping, spitting their shit. It should be soul. It should be mm, I don't know. So out of that, Futuristic is one of my favorite rappers right now. But even that, like, and I would say most of these artists, it would be their old music I fuck with. Like Snow the Product, her old music was a little harder, a little better. In my opinion, a little more lyrical. Um, I like a dope lyrical artist that has a flow. Um, but but yeah. Fuck yeah, bro. That's awesome. Pippi Longstock says, "Oh, sorry, bro. Now you're good." But he says, "I discovered you through your hip hop music back in the day, so I thought you were still into that fully." That's so fucking awesome, though, bro. That like you got into my shit from like back when I was rapping, probably as Jay Hun, just rapping and shit, doing my thing. But like it's so insane because like that man's dead. Like I killed that man. Like I killed that man somewhere down the line on this journey, uh, becoming the man I am today. Lost, but I guess it's because as I was changing, like back then, rap was different. Like if you think about it, hip hop recently changed, and like I don't know with the probably when Waka Flocka came out, when Future came out, Fetty Wap, artists like that kind of changed hip hop in a way that I wouldn't say necessarily benefited hip hop. And I watched this interview recently with T Pain, how he was he was kind of hurt. Like he was talking to Usher, and Usher straight up bluntly told T Pain that you fucked up music, bro. And like it wasn't like a joke, it wasn't whatever. It was like some serious like just man to man shit. Usher to T Pain that like you fucked up music, bro. And it's like I get it because like I would consider Usher a genuine R&B singer who made amazing music or whatever. But like um T Pain making auto tune so popular fucked up music because now you could be garbage as fuck and then put some auto tune on it and you're fine. You don't have to learn how to tune your voice at all, really. Um, and yeah, you could say you need talent or whatever, and there's this weird debate up about whatever music nowadays. But I'm telling you that Usher might have been right a little bit, mixed with a lot of these other artists, mixed with there might truly be an intention to dumb down hip hop. That secret meeting of hip hop in the '90s might have actually really happened to have the intention to dumb down rap music and to use rap music as a way to brainwash the urban culture, the black culture. And it worked. Sad part is it worked. Whether it really happened or not, hip hop music is one of the most influential thing to the black culture. Like people don't have a clue how much rap music influences, you know, children and people and like I don't know. So that's the only reason why I kind of got out of hip hop. I started getting more I guess I hate the word woke, but I started getting more woke on the topic that hip hop music might have been hijacked by some business executives to become something. Because who is in charge of signing artists? Like, who's ever in charge of signing the new rappers today needs to get fucking fired. Because when I was a kid, I used to try, I tried so hard. I worked hard to become a good rapper or whatever. Tried to have some fucking talent in rapping and staying on beat and trying to have a tune to my voice and whatever. Because that's what you had to do in order to get a record deal. You used to actually have to be fucking great. You had to stand out more than everyone else. You had to be better than everyone else. Like, you had to, in a sense, and I wouldn't say be better than everyone else, but be so yourself it was so blinding, right? Every rapper had to be themselves in order to whatever, because that's what makes an artist, and that's what makes famous people famous, is that they are themselves. But now it seems like rappers are just copies of each other. And the main problem is drugs influence music. We have no idea how much drugs influence our world around us. That, like, even technology, like computers, might have just been psychedelic inspired. Um, like psychedelic inspired ideas, but songs, a lot of songs and music and things are drug inspired. I mean, my whole fucking album that I'm working on is an entire psychedelic inspired album. Like, so, like, drugs literally influenced the music. Rappers nowadays made Xanax popular. Now, Xanax has been here forever. Like, not forever, but Xanax has been here for a long time. Like, it's been invented a long time ago. But it's only recently that people have been using Xanax the way they have because it's been put in music more. And when you put things in rap songs, people use it. Well, as soon as Tyga, I think it was Tyga that dropped the song Molly or whatever, Molly got popular. As soon as Miley Cyrus started made that one song, we like to party, dancing with Molly, doing whatever we want. Like, as soon as that bar dropped in that song, Molly got extremely fucking popular. It's not that like MDMA's been here for fucking ever. Like, not forever, like, but MDMA has been here, like, popular in a sense since the 70s. Ecstasy, like, it was, whatever. Since Alexander Shogun remade it popular in a sense. But why did it die out? Because there was no music being made about it. As soon as you make music about it, as soon as your favorite musician talks about it, you want to do it. As soon as Lil Wayne started double cupping shit, everyone else double cup shit. But people was doing double cups and had no fucking clue why you were double cupping shit. You only double cup the thing because you have ice in it, and, like, if you have ice in a cup, the fucking cup sweats and shit, and it gets wet, and your hands are cold, and whatever. So you double cup the thing, so your hands aren't cold, and you're holding it, and it's not sweating, and um. But people started double cupping things as a cool thing because they seen their favorite rapper doing double cup. That's because Lil Wayne's on the fucking red carpet drinking some fucking scissor, trying to stay fucked up, but, like, um, he just wanted to keep his hands warm. But as kids, as naive little children that we were like, yo, bro, I double cup my shit too, son. Yo, I double cup, blah, fuck up, double cup. Like, and it's this dumb shit that humans, like, cause I did it, and I don't know. Why did I try? My first drug I ever tried was sipping on some scissor, like promethazine and codeine, and when I couldn't do it again because that's a fucking hard substance to get when you're a kid. Um, when you couldn't do it again, me and my friends started drinking Robitussin, and then we experienced Robo tripping in DXM, and we had no idea that DXM was a completely different drug than promethazine and codeine. We just thought syrup was syrup. We didn't know, like, we were so uneducated. But it was the favorite rapper that I had that kind of made me look at the thing like, oh, I want to do that, because naive, dumb kids who don't know anything, um, we just don't understand how much music and uh, celebrities and all this shit is influencing us, and that's why we need to be careful. That's why you don't. we need to start teaching our children not to worship these celebrities. Nobody taught me that shit. Nobody taught me. Nobody said, "Yo, Lil Wayne's just a fucking rapper who does his thing. It's not cool to do the double cup. He's only doing double cup because he doesn't want his hands to be cold because there's ice in the cup, and like it makes the cup more sturdy as he's holding it or whatever." And just nobody tells kids reality. So everything is some magical fucking thing to a kid. So a double cup was some magical, cool sign that you were a cool kid, that you knew, you knew, and but nobody knew what the fuck they knew because nobody knew why people were double cupping the thing, because that shit started, in like Texas when they were chopping and screwing like DJ Screw. I don't know, back like Pimp C day, like back in those days when they was sipping syrup, like because it was popular in that area, like it was a drug that kind of came out of that area in a sense, the popularization of it, and then it moved into hip hop music from DJ Chop and Screw, and he would start chopping and screwing music, and chop and screwed music. I don't know if you've ever heard like back when I was a kid, like DJs would make chopped and screwed mixes where you'd have a song and be like chop and screwed, and then you'd start rapping it normally, then they'd slow it down. And that's why back in the day you had a lot of songs like yeah, like that would like have deep voices in it, like chop and screw, making music. Now we do it. Like that'd be like a chorus of a lot, and that was influenced from syrup. So drugs, we're not aware how much drugs are shaping our society, and that thing that Terrence McKenna has said is so real that you could tell a lot about a society uh, by the drugs they use, but you could tell a lot about a society by the drugs that they don't allow the people to use, the drugs that are illegal, and it's because the lawmaker, the people in charge know what they're doing. They know that they're architecting a people, a society, a world that the babies of America, we were all just babies that didn't know anything. So if our teachers, if our society was trained to teach us different things, we would all know different things. We could learn manifestation in school. They could teach us how to manifest and how to save money and how to invest and how to do all this shit in school, but they don't because they don't want us to be that. They have an idea for society already. They have an idea. That's why alcohol's legal. That's why they give us Adderall if you have ADHD and you can't pay attention. They're like, hey, take some meth. Hey, take some whatever. And the reason, there's a reason for all of this shit. There's a reason psychedelics are illegal, and now the reason why psychedelics are on the way to becoming legal, it's only because the psychedelic scientists from the 60s have been fighting for this shit and throwing science in all these fucking lawmakers' faces. And when you put enough science in front of the world starts to question the people in charge, and then the people in charge got to give. But okay, so DMT Infinity says, speaking of which, what is the science behind black people's hair and everyone else's hair, and why is it much less common for a mixed kid, male or female, to not have traditional black hair? Well, so I'm mixed, for example, right? My dad's white and my mom's black, and I mean, I guess you would say I have traditional black people hair. Uh, I get an afro. Now my afro is a little not as sturdy. Like if I move my hand over it or if I push my hand down, it will imprint more than like my one friend if he had an afro, because he's full just black, his afro is a little more sturdier, like a little more bouncy back. Like mine, it would go in and it would stay in a little bit easier. So that's because my dad's white, so I do have a little less structure to the hair. But I don't know any of the science behind it, but I've had theories that maybe it has to do with the sun and the fact that maybe Africans would have brown skin, more melanin, because the sun would kind of beat down on them. And it's in a sense, if you take just a normal, like if you take just a white person's hair and you just take a lighter to it and whatever, what happens to it? it begins to curl. It'll curl up and it gets darker. Like it will curl up and it'll get dark and it'll burn. Um, so my theory, there's no science behind this. It's just my crazy ass psychedelic theory that is that basically over time the genetics, that's what happened to the genetics of the, the Africans, in a sense that the sun um changed the DNA of the hair and it curled because of the heat, just like the heat would curl like just normal hair if you just burn the hair and you observe that it curls as it's burning. Um, like I said, just a crazy ass psychedelic theory, but I've thought about that before, so that's why I'm like, yeah. Giggling says, I hate robo tripping now. Seems like a dirty way to trip. Plus, I can feel it in my body. Just a thick slime. Um, just get pure DXM. I'm getting ready to, because once I have extra money, anytime I say I'm getting ready to, really it's I can't do anything I want to do until I do the things I need to do and have to do. So I have to get the kratom, I have to get some of these herbs, and I have to get my online business up and running. But after that, um, I'll be getting a kilogram of just pure DXM. Like I'm gonna be getting DXM hydrochloride. It's just pure white crystalline DXM, and I have a feeling that it's gonna not feel dirty. I have a feeling that it's gonna feel so much cleaner and so much better, and I'll actually get to experience the experience without any issues. Now, a water extraction of of the robo tripping, of DXM helps as well. Like you could just kind of not do the syrup, and you just kind of put it in a giant bottle, like a 2 liter of distilled water. You shake it, whatever, and then you kind of wait for everything to settle down. You dump it out, and everything will settle down at the bottom that you need, because the things you need is not water soluble, and the shit that's nasty. It was just there's this process to whatever, but I found a way just to get pure white, just DXM hydrochloride. The same place I can get Stachyderm hydrochloride, Boldine hydrochloride. Uh, what else the fuck did they have? Um, Something else. Don't remember, but hold on, guys. Pippi Longstockt says, not only that, but the sad part is that a lot of these young, talented artists are dying in their 20s. King Von, Pop Smoke, Juice World, etc. See, what's so crazy is I don't know who any of them are. Um, I basically probably wouldn't even know who an artist, who any rappers are nowadays. Um, I only know who Pop Smoke is. Like when he died, that's when I first heard of him. Um, I didn't know anything about him. And I've only heard like one song of Juice. I've only heard Juice World, um, like years ago, but I didn't really. I don't. Yeah. Ever since I started using psychedelics, I kind of stopped paying attention to music or rap music. So the whole world has been spinning around me, and I have I missed a lot. Like I feel like a guy that was in prison that came out. That's like, man, I missed a lot. Like artists done had a whole career, and then died, and like I had no clue they were even here. Like no, all jokes aside, like for real, like. Geekling says, I don't like the DXM trip too much, as I've gone really deep and I didn't get anything out of it. Is more for traveling. It is more for traveling than healing for me. I use psychedelics different than most. Um, I only use psychedelics to travel because like I healed. I guess I could say I healed myself with the help of psychedelics, but also with just the help of just daily practice. Like understanding that what really matters the most is uh, the mind. Like having control over the mind is the most important tool of healing. Like as soon as you gain control over the mind, because everything is mind. Like everything is mind. The entire world is mind. It's thoughts. Like a computer was a thought in somebody's head before it was real. A lighter was a thought in somebody's head before it was real. Everything was a thought before it was real. So like therefore, the way I look at healing or like spiritual healing or mental healing or like I guess especially mental healing, which mental is mind. Um, but like psychedelics definitely can do. I think psychedelics are a tool that are a multi-level tool, like just like a multi purpose tool that we have real in real life. But like because if you have past trauma, if somebody has past trauma or things in their past that they're not dealing with or whatever, the psychedelics will make them face that. Like you can't travel with psychedelics until you deal with your trauma and your bullshit. Because if you do end up traveling with psychedelics before you deal with your childhood trauma or before you deal with all these things, then it's just going to be more traumatizing. Uh, deep psychedelic experiences can be traumatizing to the human psyche. Um, you know. Oh shit. Drop. Fuck yeah. DMT Infinity says to everyone in the chat, always remember this, my fellow brothers and sisters, etc. Do every single day at least one thing that you the next day will be proud of yourself for. Fuck yeah. New, what's going on, man? Fuck yeah. Says Mary Jane is powerful too. I don't smoke weed like I used to most of the time. I meditate after a few hits. She teaches you to go with the flow. Oh yeah. And cannabis is a very powerful thing. Cause like I was just talking to my best friend earlier, and like we were talking about we just talk about a lot, but like I was just talking about how the edibles that I make, like I recently got so I've been eating these edibles, right? I only got two of these little things left, but like I had a bunch of these, and they're nice, they're nice edibles, but I make edibles that are on a different level. I make this hot chocolate edible, and I use whole milk, and I basically just take cannabis wax, cannabis extract. Um, at the time, I had shatter, so like I would take anywhere between 300 milligrams to a full gram to 1,000 milligrams, but my preferred dose was like 700 milligrams of the wax and a point 0.5 of regular cannabis flower, and then you melt the cannabis wax into the milk, right, on the stove, and you put it on low. And then you put the half gram of cannabis flower in there as well, and then you brew it for like 2 hours. I don't want to say like brew it, because you don't want it boiling. It's milk, but like I let it simmer long enough so it stays hot and so it decarbs or whatever, and then you strain it out so there's no cannabis, and I strain it through like a metal strainer like that has big enough holes in it that that even if like some of the milk, I don't know, maybe curdle a little bit, or maybe there's like little chunks of wax or something. I just want it all to go through, and then I put it in a bottle. I shake it up. I add some chocolate syrup in it. Shake it up, and then chug it down, and then it is basically like a trip. I understand why back in the day, like people who were eating cannabis and eating edibles of it, like eating hashish and like all this other shit, they were tripping balls. They were going on trips. They weren't just, it wasn't just them smoking, because smoking weed gives a different feeling. And even when you do a dab, it gives a different feeling. But oh my god, yes I do, bro. Trippy Man 710 says, "Remember that purple hash I made a few months back? I had people eat a tiny piece, they would trip." Fuck yeah. I also remember the that cannabis extract. I don't know. I think it was a cannabis tincture you had. Um it was something, and I took a little bit of that tincture, and that shit was so powerful because I it was just a little bit of the tincture. I didn't think anything of it because like I've had cannabis tincture before, I've had whatever, but that shit was so strong. I remember sitting. I think we went somewhere. I rode in your mom's car or something. I remember sitting there like, fuck, man, like that was stronger than I wanted it to be. Geeks Link says, literally have done 10,000 milligrams. What would that? Yeah, what was that trip like? Because let me tell you, 1 gram of it. So my ex was a fucking pothead like a motherfucker. She is a pothead. She will outsmoke every last one of us times 10. Okay? She can outsmoke me in cannabis flower. I can outdab her. In this weird thing that I can get dabbed as fuck and I can out edible her, but for some reason she can outsmoke me any day, right? But with 1,000 milligrams, so 1 gram of fully decarbed, you know, um, you know, Delta 9 shatter, it gave her so much anxiety she had to go to sleep. Like when it started kicking in, she started freaking out, and she was saying that she couldn't breathe, and that she was having this issue, and I just started laughing because it reminded me of the fucking things I've seen on YouTube where people call 911 on themselves after they eat an edible, and I laid on the couch with her and just cuddled with her until she fell asleep. Then I got up and smoked a little bit, ride it out, rode out the edible. But that edible was so strong that it was basically a trip. There was a come up, a peak, and a come down. And because I've learned how to fight the sleep with Hawaiian baby Woodrow seeds, uh, fighting, I would say that cannabis edibles at a high enough dose where it scares the shit out of you. If you don't feel that anxiety, you didn't take enough. I've just learned to love that anxiety. That's why when she was freaking out because the edible, kind of made her feel like she couldn't breathe or it was that anxiety feeling, I understood that that was the psychoactive effect of it. So like it's not real. I was like, even though I feel the same thing she feels, like maybe it felt like I couldn't breathe, or maybe it felt like the cannabis edibles just giving me so much anxiety or so much of this feeling, and I'm like, you just gotta let the feeling flow through you, man. Just let it go. Just let go. It's in a sense, cannabis is a minor psychedelic that anxiety feeling, all that shit is literally just you holding on to the way you wanted it to be, the way you wanted it to go. It reminds me of a fucking trip. Um, but it only does that at anywhere between, like, you have to have 700 milligrams of the cannabis wax dissolved in, well, I dissolve it in hot chocolate and milk, and brew it let it simmer for like an hour or two so it decarbs. But um but yeah, that at that dose, um it's just really, and I don't know if there's slight visuals, but it's something. It's so powerful though that it reminds me of Hawaiian baby Woodrow seeds, that I would classify it in that category of hypnotic psychedelics. That um extremely high doses of cannabis edibles, um, Hawaiian baby Woodrow seeds, and extremely high doses of motherwort. Uh, I would say they're all in this weird category of slightly hypnotic, slightly psychedelic hypnotic things. I don't know. And see, that's the problem. All right, so Giggling says the 10K milligram trip, there was anxiety, so I took some propanol, which I'm prescribed, but the walls were melty, staticky, my vision became. And see, now to be bluntly honest, I am completely against taking something because I think the weed anxiety is part of the experience. It's part of the spiritual thing, that it's the teacher. That's the lesson. It's the if you can figure out a way to beat the cannabis anxiety without anything, then you'll become a master of the cannabis experience. If you can find a way to, because I'm completely against trip killers. I've had, I guess, like many arguments with people. I wouldn't say arguments, but just many arguments with people that they say, if you start to freak out while you're on the psychedelic, take a Xanax or take a Valium, and I'm like, that is the worst advice you can give somebody. No, if you start to freak out when you're on the psychedelic, maybe you shouldn't be tripping. Maybe you shouldn't be taking the psychedelic in the first place, because the that's why when I took the cannabis edible and my ex kind of freaked out and she went to bed, it's just one of those things where I'm like, I guess I just don't believe in panic attack. Like I believe whatever a panic attack is has to do with whatever the person is thinking and how fast they're thinking and what they're thinking, and it's all mind. And I think that the anxiety of the cannabis, I think is a tool designed to help us figure it out. Like because that's all psychedelics do. They're just trying to make us figure our shit out, get over our problems. Because as soon as we become our best versions, we realized what a panic attack was. We realized what anxiety was. We realized what depression was. All these things is us walking in the shoes of not us. We're walking in shoes that aren't even ours. That's why we feel off. Like I had anxiety, I had depression, I had panic attacks. I beat it all. Um and I mean I use herbs here and there, but like I don't use anything to if I'm anxious, I just sit down and think, why am I anxious? Well, it's obviously the way I'm thinking. So I should stop thinking the way I'm thinking. But then on cannabis, the reason why I like it though is because it's a psychedelic. It's a punch in the face. That's what psychedelics are supposed to do. I think that's what people mistake. And that's why I'm against trip killers. They think it's supposed to be flowers and rainbows and colors and lights. I know what it actually is. I know it's supposed to be a soul check, an ego check, a punch in the face. I know it's supposed to be a reality check. Maybe I'm an asshole, or maybe I'm not the man that I should be, or maybe I'm not a good maybe I'm a father, but maybe I'm not a good father. I had a girl, maybe I wasn't a good man. I was, whatever. And things like this is what psychedelics allow me to do is um face myself. You know, that's what keeps me growing. I've been poor my whole life, and it was the LSD that showed me, yo, bro, you want to be poor in your fucking 40s too? Like, get the fuck up. Stop spending money like a fucking child. Stop being an idiot. Get up off your ass. Like, I work out now every day. I'm about to have two jobs because I need to start saving up and I need to start being responsible and I need to be an adult. And all of that information that I got came from my trips. It came from the trips that and that's why I don't believe in bad trips. I just believe most people think psychedelics are supposed to be colors and rainbows and they don't want anything other than that. But the reality is that these are tools that are designed to help us become our greatest versions, but our greatest version is on the other side of our uncomfortability, is on the other side of our fear, is on the other side of whatever. And yeah, anxiety is uncomfortable, but if somebody has anxiety, it's their soul screaming at them. Like I'm telling you, the soul speaks to us through feelings. The soul speaks to us um through things like that. Now, and then you mix the soul screaming with bad ideas, you have a mix of some bad feelings. You have the literal creation of bad feelings, which the creation of anxiety. Usually, anxiety is thinking about the future or thinking about the past. And the cure to that is stop thinking. Just be in the moment. But that's kind of why I smoke weed. Like I love smoke. I love anxiety. The only time I feel anxiety is from weed. Like that's why I'm like I love it because the only time I feel it is when I'm extremely high. And now I'm to the point where if I don't get weed anxiety, I feel like I'm wasting money or I'm wasting the fucking thing because I feel like I'm not high enough. But yeah. Well, Real Survivor says, I'm enlightened, y'all. Fuck yeah. Well, enlighten us. Because let me tell you, the closer I get to, that's what I was about to say. Go ahead. The closer I get to becoming enlightened, the more I realize that anyone who thinks that being woke or enlightened is a cool thing, they have no idea what it even is. It's a curse. It's a burden sometimes to like enlightened means that somebody does you wrong, but you still love them anyways. Enlightened means that somebody is mean to you, treats you like shit, but in your head, you genuinely just love and care for them. Like, that's enlightenment. That's why it's a burden, though. What I just said is why it's a burden. Because how many of us genuinely want to give our last piece of pizza to our enemy? If you were starving and you only had one pizza, are you going to share it with the person who killed your child? Like, these are extreme examples, but those are examples of enlightenment. Enlightenment is not a state that you can reach. That's delusional. Um, Enlightenment is the actual good actions you do when no one's looking. Like when no one's there, your actual thoughts on humanity, on people, on yourself. Do you love yourself? Do you never talk negative about yourself? Do you never talk negative about others? Like those are the things that are closer to enlightenment than whatever the fuck other humans think enlightenment actually is. Well, of course, no person is lesser or greater because no person is a person. There is no person. There is only consciousness, and it's all one thing. But you'd have to be delusional to think that there isn't people who work harder than others. Like, I've been making music, working on FL Studios, and like this song is my song, and but it'd have to be so. It took me 15 years to get that good at making music, and someone else who has only spent 5 years making music, maybe they're not as good. But there is no as good because you can't compare anybody. Nobody is the same. Nobody is like I don't know how to explain it, but we're all just kind of individual things, but we're all the same thing. But we all have to figure out our own individual thing. And I appreciate that though. Regal Survivor says the song you uploaded last was dope. Um, I appreciate that. The last song I uploaded was probably one of I think it was Traveling, but See, I would just say no. I know. I generally think trip killers are dumb. Like my blunt, honest opinion. I think trip killers are dumb because if you need a trip killer, you should have never tripped in the first place. You have to deal with your own mind before you trip. So then, when you trip, you won't need the trip killer. If if you get what I'm trying to say, that like if you deal with your shit. Now you can deal with your shit in many different ways. Whether it's going to therapy, whether it's just talking to your best friend, whether it's just talking to your girlfriend, whether it's just crying, shattering, whether it's just figuring out why you're anxious, whether it's just getting a better job, becoming more financially successful, whether it's eating better, whether it's getting your life together, whatever the fuck that needs to happen in order for you to trip without the problem, because no matter what, the psychedelics are just trying to show you the problem so you can solve it. That's why it feels uncomfortable and anxious and panic attack like, and the psychedelics like, oh my god, it's going to kick your ass. And it's only trying to help you. It's only trying to give you enough power so you can go through life and not need any crutches, whether it's psychiatric drugs, psychedelic drugs, cannabis, or anything. Because I don't need anything. I don't take any drug to escape. I don't take any drug to get rid of depression or anxiety or anything like that. I only take substances because I genuinely want to, not because I have to. Um, and I think that only took that. It takes work though, and this is only my life. I can't speak for anyone else besides myself. But I'm telling you, I've had anxiety. I had panic attacks. It felt like there was a fucking elephant sitting on my chest, and I couldn't breathe. And I'd be sitting there for like an hour like that on the floor, like just can't breathe. And I realized eventually I had to deal with the shit because that is not a life that I wanted to live. I didn't want to live like that anymore. I didn't want to live with anxiety. I didn't want to live scared. I didn't want to live having to take another drug. Like, I didn't want to live taking a psychedelic and then having to take a completely real drug just to deal with the effects of the psychedelic. I think that is um, asinine. I think that's the psychedelics won't actually help. Like, you won't be able to integrate what they're actually trying to do into your physical way of thinking, being, or existing. um because I think the trip killers interrupt the actual manifestation part of actually taking the psychedelic knowledge and applying it to your life. Because in order to apply it to your life, you have to figure out, why are you getting anxious? Why is it that somebody can take 5 grams of psychedelic mushrooms and just deal with it, close their eyes and just be silent the whole time, and another person would just freak out? It's because everyone has different things in their head. We all have different thoughts in our head. We all have different ideas in our head. We all have different things we want in our head. And because of the differences in our head, that's why we have different experiences. And that's why some people do need trip killers, but that's only because their mind, they don't have control over the thoughts that they think. They're not choosing to think thoughts. Thoughts are choosing them. And it's a dangerous thing to be. And I think the problem is we forget that we're monkeys. That as human beings, we are monkeys still. We have a monkey body. Like, we're naked monkeys. Like, there's naked mole rats. We're naked chimpanzees and naked gorillas. And we forget that. I mean, if you let your dog just go through life, he's going to piss on the floor and do whatever. Training the dog to turn around and listen takes a lot of work, and we have to do that with ourselves. We have to train ourselves to sit down. I listened to Joe Dispenza talk about meditation, that he said, you'll be sitting there meditating and you'll want to itch your nose or something, but it's like, no, you don't itch your nose. You don't. You maybe you're hungry. Your body will be able to eat and itch its nose when you're done meditating. And that meditation is learning how to control your mind, that if your nose itches while you're meditating, it doesn't matter. You can't move. You're not allowed to. And that uncomfortability, the psychedelic uncomfortability, the psychedelic anxiety, the way that natives would be able to deal with that is they use sweat lodges. In a sweat lodge, they teach you how to deal with uncomfortability, and there's nothing you can do about it besides sing and be a part of the sweat lodge. And then there was rituals that you would do before you were able to use the psychedelics. So I think this is our society's problem, that our society is drug based, that we have a problem, they give us drugs to fix the problem, but drugs don't actually fix the problem. It's like putting a band-aid on a gunshot wound. You might stop bleeding, but there's still a bullet in there. In order to remove the bullet, it's going to be an extremely painful and uncomfortable process that everyone has to deal with on their own, or they'll be stuck with it until they're old. And that's something I had to deal with. That did I want to be stuck with anxiety when I was 40? I didn't want to be stuck with it another day. So I fucking figured out how to fight it. People will defend their anxiety and depression, defending it like it's something that's helping them. And I'm just saying that if people figure out how to trip without a trip killer, it'll make it so they'll never need a trip killer again, and that they might never even need anxiety medication again. Because if you can figure out yourself, figure out why you feel the way you do, why you think the way you think. Because people, I don't necessarily believe in mental disorders as much as people's childhoods are fucked up and people lack a loving mother and a caring mother or a stern father that teaches, or we lack stability in families and we lack stability in the human species, and it's fucking our mentality up. Because I was raised like that. I was raised with a single mom, but my mom taught me so many things that now I understand. That's why I have mental strength and self-love. And I had this belief that even when the doctor said you have ADHD, you have bipolar this, and you have severe anger issues, and I went to anger management twice, and they tried putting me on medication, but my mom didn't believe in medication. So um because so no, I don't. I have the belief of shamans. Shamans don't believe in mental disorders either, because how do we believe that it's a disorder when we don't even understand what the mind is? What is mental? What is psychedelic? What is the world? What is consciousness? I don't think it's a mental disorder. I think it's a lack of mental control. And yeah, that sounds ignorant. It sounds fucked up, but it's reality because I was diagnosed with the same things that other people were diagnosed with, but I beat it. So I'm not speaking ignorance, I'm speaking experience, that I beat it. And I don't know how to help anyone else beat it. I can't help you beat it. I can't help anyone beat it. I'm not mental disorders are real for everyone besides for me. That your world is based on your belief. And because I don't believe in mental disorders, I no longer have them. Um as soon as I stopped believing in doctors and realized I'm probably smarter than my doctor on this topic, then I stopped listening to him. I stopped listening to the outside world because they're just English words that don't mean anything. Like, English isn't real. What's real is the feelings we feel. And I'm telling you, the real thing is that I do not feel anxiety anymore. I beat it. But I don't know how to help others beat it. So I never talk about that. There's a reason why I've never really talked about this before, because I have no idea how to give this to someone else. I only know that it happened and worked for me. I know I've never needed a trip killer. I know I take thousands of fucking micrograms of LSD and smoke DMT hundreds of times and a shit ton of mushrooms, and I've never used a trip killer. I never even thought about it. Um, because those trips where I thought I lost my mind, those trips where I came back screaming and crying, those trips with DMT that I thought I died, so I came back screaming, or the LSD trips where I was literally looking like I was losing my mind, caught in some crazy loops, fucking looking like a madman. I come out of those trips a changed man. And that's why I am the man I am today. Because that's why I'm now financially a little more stable, and the universe is kind of opening itself to me because we are what we think, and we think what we are. And yeah, I can't help anybody else, but I'm telling you, I don't yeah, I believe that your world is based on your beliefs. And I don't believe in bipolar. I believe that human consciousness is so complex that there's no scientist that understands it today, and I guarantee that'll be proven. Like, see, that's the thing. Schizophrenia is not a mental disorder. Now, schizophrenia is complicated because schizophrenia is probably the only real thing I would say is real. But the shamans would just make the schizophrenic the next shaman. Because schizophrenia is misunderstood. If our teachers explained, we live in a multidimensional world, and if they explained quantum physics a little more, but my daughter is 10 and understands all this shit already. She don't believe in mental disorders either. She's 10. She don't have it. It's like she understands that she feels anxious sometimes, but then it's based on her way of thinking. And now I understand this shit is all based on the way you raise your kids. that like I raised my daughter to think for herself, to be empowered, to be free, and if she's sad, she cries in my arms. I hold her through it. If she doesn't hold her feelings, I taught her, like, as a man, she probably seen me cry more than most humans, and that's because I'm real with her. I like to explain, this is the human world where, like, you're gonna feel sad, you're gonna be anxious, you're gonna be depressed, but you can't stop that from letting you smile, because I've seen my daughter smile, and I see what kids do. Kids are so resilient. Like, they fall down and they get right back up. But if you teach them to fall down and then just cry about it, that's what they'll do when they become adults. No, schizophrenia. So you're misunderstanding. Schizophrenia is actually scientifically proven. There is no test. You can test someone for schizophrenia with blood tests. You cannot test anyone for blood tests for depression, anxiety, or bipolar. They're not. So they're not necessarily. They're not as real as a actual disorder that you can have a blood test for. Like, you just have to, like, do the research. There's so much research on this shit. And I mean, I was in counseling from 5 years old until I was 12 years old. Like, I was crazy. That's what they said. Like, I stabbed my grandmother when I was 5 years old. Because it's just long story short. So they thought I was fucking crazy. Okay, my whole entire life they thought I was crazy, and so because they thought I was crazy, and I'm from 5 years old until like 12 years old, I was in counseling. They tried putting me on drugs the whole time. My mom refused. Because, like, my mom didn't believe in giving a child drugs. She was not educated on drugs, but she knew medicine from a doctor and heroin on the street, they're all the same thing. It's all drugs. They're all just molecules. So my mom didn't do that, but she kept me in counseling from 5 until like 12. But I'm telling you that I just didn't believe anybody. I just don't believe anything. I didn't believe shit. I didn't believe Terrence McKenna until I smoked DMT for myself. I didn't believe anything. Like, and maybe that's why these things work for me, and maybe that's why life goes for me the way it does. But just because a doctor tells me something, I didn't believe a damn thing he said. I'm like, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about, bro. Like, it's the thing that Terrence McKenna said. Like, religions think they know. Like, scientists think they make us believe they know what they're talking about. They don't know what they're talking about. I'm telling you, the DSM-5, the same thing that they use to diagnose people with all these disorders, like, it was created by some guy that was on coke and some guy that was tripping balls on LSD. Like, a lot of our society, it's just, once you trace back psychology and you trace back the history of these mental disorders and when they were invented and when these ideas were created, and how you find out if somebody has, like, Timothy Leary, the, like, tune in, turn on, and drop out guy. He was an actual psychologist that created actual tests to figure out if people have certain mental disorders or not, and to the point where he eventually had to take one of the tests that he created, and I'm pretty sure he probably passed it because he knew how to pass it. And it's like, it's this thing that I don't vibe with any of the shit. So I just vibe with your own thoughts that um if you believe in Jesus, then Jesus is real to you. But if you don't believe in Jesus, Jesus is not real to you. Like, it's just that. It's the placebo effect. The placebo effect is the prime example of what I'm trying to explain. That it's scientifically proven that if a scientist gives you a sugar pill and he tells you it's Advil, your headache will go away. Why is that? The same reason why I'm not like I said, I can't speak for anybody else, but I don't have anxiety. I don't have these things because I don't believe in them things. And because I don't believe in those things, I don't have depression. I'm sad sometimes. My girlfriend left me. I cry myself to sleep sometimes. But I'm never depressed because I don't think about it. That I have control over the mind. So I don't think about it, and I focus my mind on the things that make me feel alive and the things that make me happy. I make music. I spend time with my daughter. I spend time doing the things I love. I'm working my job to save up for my business and all this shit. And when there's progress in your life, it's hard for you to be miserable about anything else, even if there's a little progress. Even if you just, if you woke up with 5 cents to your name and then you went to bed with $5 to your name, man, that's possibility to be the happiest man alive. It's just based on the perspective and the way you think. And that's all I can say is none of this will help anybody else besides it helped me. Like, you can see it. I mean, y'all seen it. Like, I am the living fucking proof of the shit that I say. I'm not just talking philosophy. I live this philosophy that I speak. That y'all seen it. My girl just left me. I was trying to marry this woman. I mean, I'm still so in love with this girl. But like, I generally wish her nothing but the best and love her. But I also know that it's only been a month since she left, and I've already fucking in the best financial situation I've been in a long time. I'm already like, and like, I'm happy. I've helped so many people since the breakup because people have asked me, well, how do you stay happy? And I said the same thing to them that I said to you, that I'm happy because I don't believe in like depression or something like that. I just believe that I was sad, so I cried. I let it out. I cried like somebody died in front of me. I shattered. But then to the point where even in videos I was shattering. I cried making videos and cried the whole time making a 20 like two 20-minute videos, crying the whole time. But because I don't believe in depression, it was just sadness. It wasn't it can't be depression for me because it's not something that exists in my world. Like, that's what we don't understand as a human species, that we are creators. We're not humans, we're creators manifesting reality as we're thinking. And as simple as, if I don't know, if you believe, that's why rich people are rich. I'm telling you, this is why I just manifested the money I was able to manifest, and I'm able to manifest the jobs that I'm getting, and I'm going to save and all this shit. The reason why I'm able to manifest is because what I believe. It's what I believe mixed with what I think and how often I think it, and then affirmations. And I actually just do this shit. I sit down and I meditate and I practice mantras. And mantras is when you repeat something in your head. So if you repeat, I am happy, 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 I am happy. Repeat that for hours in your fucking head. But that's the thing. Most people don't have enough discipline to sit there for hours and meditate and sit there for hours. But that's what I did. That's what I do. That's what I had to do. If I didn't want to feel panic attacks anymore, if I didn't want to feel depressed or feel bad for myself or feel whatever the fuck, I had to sit there and empower myself. And you empower yourself by empowering your way of thinking, empowering your consciousness, empowering your mind to be yourself. Like, because I am not a mental disorder. I am not black. Because that's why I don't believe in mental disorders. The same reason why I don't believe that I'm black. I look black. I'm brown skinned. My mom's black. But I'm not. I'm the soul inside of the body. And the soul can have full control of the body. But most people walk around with the body in full control of the soul. I miss so much, bro. Just in the fucking flow. Yeah, when you're in the flow state, it's this crazy thing that like I'm not even here. Like, I don't even know how to explain it. But when I'm just fucking talking, like if I'm talking without thinking, like right now I'm thinking and I'm trying to think of what I'm trying to say. But when I'm in the flow state and I'm just flowing, it's like the chat's not there, it's like the camera's not here, it's like the fucking thing, and I'm just flowing this information out of me because it's just what is to me. I don't know, like, so when I'm just in the flow, man, it's like you're not even fucking here. And it's so crazy. It's like same thing when you freestyle, or the same thing when I make music. Like when a rapper freestyles and shit and they're in the flow, it's like they're not even there. Rigo Survivor says Neville Goddard knew this and taught it. Like I said, I miss so much. And y'all still going. Your news said it's a touchy subject. There are people who are mentally handicapped and cannot function sufficiently. I've seen the dark. I've seen the shadows. Those mental disorders steep from deeper issues. Yeah, I mean, I've seen like, I guess mental disorder. Cause I hate the word disorder because it's like because like when they said addiction is a disorder, like I just hate all this shit. It's not cancer. Like addiction is not cancer, or it's not like an actual brain damage. Because like actual brain damage is a real issue, a real physical issue that will cause the synapses in the brain to fire off or not fire off or not work correctly. So that's completely different. And but I don't know. There are people who said they weren't gonna walk again that walked. There are people who like there is some crazy fucking miracle shit in the world based on humans' beliefs. And there is nothing more powerful than your belief. It doesn't matter how poor you are. It doesn't matter how unfortunate you are. It doesn't matter how fucked up things are in your life. It doesn't matter how many disorders someone has. It doesn't matter how many alcoholic parents you have or how much of an alcoholic you are. You can overcome every fucking thing of it if you only believe in yourself and believe that you can. It's so crazy. It looks naive to some people, but like, because it's naive, because it's kind of childish. It's childish to believe in yourself. It's childish because children don't believe in these things either, right? So, like, you have a child has to be taught these things. That's why I'm half tempted to say they might not be real, because what's real is felt. What's real is in direct experience. And yeah, it's if somebody's feeling anxious, that's real as fuck. But there is a cause to the reaction, and it's our inability to look at what's causing the reaction that keeps causing the reaction to happen in the future. And none of this is easy. Nobody said life would be easy. Like, I don't know, life was not meant to be easy. Becoming our greatest versions, becoming the men and women we were meant to be, the powerful gods and goddesses we were meant to be, is not gonna be easy. Especially men. If you are a man, like, and I hate this term, but like it's some real shit. If you're a man with a fucking dick in between your legs, I am telling you, that means that there's gonna be a transition from boy to man, and that transition is the most uncomfortable fucking thing ever. Like, because I'm in the middle of it, and it sucks. Because as you get older, you start to define what type of man do you want to be, and like, I didn't want to be a man that was controlled by my feelings. I didn't want to be a man that was controlled by my outside environment. I didn't want to be a man that was controlled by anything. So I control me. I'm in charge of me. My girl left me. I'm in charge of my happiness. I choose whether I'm sad about that shit or not. I choose, like, I don't know. I choose. And I choose to smile. I choose to make music. I choose to do the things that make me feel the best. Because if you spend most of your life doing things that make you feel the best you could ever feel in your life, how could you feel anything else? Like, the and that's why I make it a priority. It is a necessity. It happens. I mean, there is no choice. There is no other option. I make music every day because music makes me feel better than any other drug any drug I've ever done in my life. Sitting down making a beat makes me feel 10 times better than that. So like that's why I do it every day. It keeps the sadness away. But yeah, this is a really tough topic cuz like I don't like having tough topics. There's a lot of fucking there's a lot of what's it called? A lot of tough topics like this that I really want to talk about, and I was gonna have a video series on it, about controversial topics. But it's just, it's hard because I don't want to hurt people's feelings. I love people. I'm just trying to explain my truth. I don't know how to lie. I don't want to fucking lie. I don't ever want to be put in a position where I have to lie. So I tell people the truth. The truth is I don't believe in, what the thing I just said. The truth is, like, I have a lot of other truths that I believe for me. And there are a lot of topics that are uncomfortable. Like, but I feel like these things have to be talked about because it's real. It's really what's on my mind. And I refuse to I refuse to be silenced or um try to put in a box or anything like that where it's like, man, we all need to speak our mind and speak our true opinion even if it is completely the exact opposite of everyone else. Because like if you hold your ground, your own ideas should be powerful enough to hold ground cuz you start having some powerful ideas and start speaking those powerful ideas, you'll start seeing how everyone else's ideas are a little shaky, that they're not as powerful, they don't have as much foundation, they're not grounded in enough actualness. What's the fuck, bro? So many. I can only imagine how people feel that like have like hundreds of people in the live stream and the chat is just boom, 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 and it's like no wonder why I've been trying to talk to some people that have like hundreds of people in a live stream and like they never like reply back to what I said, and it's like because they're still trying to catch up with the first 500 comments that passed through. Danny Vasileko says, happy to catch you finally. Says, and I feel you on the mantras. Actually, I've been training my body to meditate as I move, and it has lifted me out of depression. See, that's what I mean. Yeah. And I was just talking about that earlier. That like once you kind of master meditation, you kind of can see that you can meditate while you're moving through life, while you're just walking and talking and you're at your job and you're doing your thing, but you can be in the meditative state that whole time. And if you've learned how to master that, that meditative state is so zen. That's the reason why Zen monks and Zen masters have control over their mind and they're so Zen field. It's because they have control over their mind and they feel that they have that walking meditation mastered. Um and it's hard. Like none of this shit is easy. The words are easy to say. The actions are hard to do every day because it's an everyday practice. Okay, let's see. Fuck yeah. If y'all don't know, I got an album that's about to drop called Psychedelics and Computers. This is my song called Trip Hop. And like, it's gonna be on Spotify, iTunes, Amazon Music. Um, yeah, I'll let y'all know when it drops. But now, because Geekling says the anxiety I have is tied to PTSD, where I've seen people die in front of me due to gang violence. I have multiple therapy sessions, and the trips focus on healing. I mean, that's good because you have to eventually deal with it. But like, I mean, I have 15 friends that I went to high school with that died from opiate overdose, and I mean, I didn't seen some shit in my life. Um, but like, we all that, and that's what I mean with the human consciousness is weird because like people can go through the same thing, but one person says that was a traumatic experience. The other person just blocked it out and never thought about it ever again. And it's just based on habits and the way we think and what we do with the information and what we do with our experiences, controlling our memories, controlling our way of thinking, and controlling what we think about. I spend so much time seeing my future that I don't ever see my past. Like, I can see my future like it's a memory that has already happened because all I do is sit down and think and contemplate my future. And I am literally manifesting my future based on I can see it like it's a memory. So the way people remember memories is the way I remember my future. I am remembering my future, meaning I am envisioning the place that I want to go to, and I am slowly building that place brick by brick until I get there. And that's what I've been doing for like the past 2 years, and this shit is finally starting to fucking work. Got you, bro. Bro said. Honestly, bro, Trippy Man 710, you're probably one of the few people that I would probably just give like you and probably DMT Infinity. I don't know, probably Geek Links too. There's very few people that I might just generally give the album to, like in advance. Like y'all might get a Dropbox or something of the entire fucking album, or like. See, I don't know. I love this planet, bro. Because Geekling says the only future I care about is not on this planet, bro. I strongly dislike this story. I don't know. I think that's why I mean it's all based on perspective of like I love this planet because you know what we're doing? We're just partying until we die. That's literally all we're doing. That's why I live my life like some giant psychedelic party where I'm making the music that I'm trying to party to, and like I philosophize. I speak about some crazy ass fucking ideas that might be real, they might not. I might just be fucking crazy, but regardless, I'm having the time of my life doing it. Like I was in the best relationship ever, and then she left me, and now I'm still fucking having the time of my life. Like I was having the time of my life with her. I'm gonna have the time of my life now, and like life is just one big party until death. Because what else is life? Because what is life? Even the Buddhists and the Hindus believe that life is one giant song in a sense, like one giant dance, and like if people don't think life is a party, that means they're not dancing. They're not in the dance. Like life is just one giant this. You know, it's one giant movement of humans progressing from the monkey species to the advanced technological species to maybe advancing into some singularity species that no longer needs the body, that can be multidimensional, multi-level, whatever. But until then, we're just half monkeys fucking partying it on. Like, but if your life's not a party, it's because giggling says my life isn't a party, bro. I mean, it is. I mean, if you trip balls, I don't know. I've heard you say you've tripped balls. You know, you've tripped balls with girls before, and so you're doing that aspect of life, and you're able to have a job and manifest with that job. What we do with our money is our own personal thing, but like we can, it's a dance, it's a giant creation. Like the way I created this song and added the bass and added the instruments, and then added the echoes and added these things I was creating. And originally there was nothing here. There was nothing. I laid out one melody, then I laid out another thing, and then I laid out another thing. And to me, that's a party. Like dancing, I'm just manifesting, creating, and whether it's creating music, creating a better life for myself, creating a better mind for myself, because I didn't always think like this. I was a normal person at one time. I was just a normal human being that had, like, that was a wannabe thug that just whatever. You can, I forget who said it in the stream here, but somebody said they've been following me since my old rap days, back when I was called Jay Hun, like, and I was rapping, and I was this wannabe thug guy. But like, it was a fucking party. It's been a fucking party. It's been the time of my life, building and creating me. It's been really fun, I guess, and that's the problem. Is it's based on perspective. And I feel like we're not necessarily in dark places in life. We're in dark mindsets in life. Like, because I was in a dark mindset. Like, I recently posted on Instagram that I used to self harm. And on both of my thighs, like the entire fucking thighs, are scars because I used to self harm. And I used to self harm and shit and cut myself to try to deal with the emotional pain. I used to have some excuse saying, well, I can deal with physical pain, but emotional pain is just too hard for me to handle. But I beat that, and I will never self harm again. And it's not, I never say things with ego. I'm saying things because if I can do it, anyone can do it. That's the way I look at it. Because I don't know, I have disadvantages. I have, I've had disadvantages the whole time. But the one thing that I have now that's an advantage is control over my mind. That's the most advantage that I could have. Um, is understanding that we're not in a place. The world isn't real. The world is just our mind. That, I mean, you could put me in a third world country with a house with dirt floors, and I'm still gonna be just as happy as I am in $1 million mansion. Like genuinely, that it's nothing would change about me. Um, because right now I live in a very shitty ass 1 bedroom in the projects apartment. Um, like to the point where all the floors look like some bathroom tile floors, like the entire fucking floor in every room in the house, in the apartment. So like, but I feel like I live in a fucking mansion, bro. I'm living, like I'm just doing my thing. I mean, even if just 3 months ago I was fucking partying it on, and I only had like $20 to my name, with no job, no nothing. But I was having the time of my life because you end up enjoying life when you appreciate what you have in your life. And even when I had $20 to my name, at that time I had love. I was in love. I was in a relationship that I thought would last forever. So like I was in my own delusion of happiness, but that happiness was a beautiful delusion. I'm gonna tell you that. And it's all about just enjoying things while they happen, you know? Boom, 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 boom. Now, the best mantras, Geekling says, I'm trying to think positively and repeating the words slash mantras of encouragement, like you are going to do this, you will earn that, or this will happen, keep going. But I find myself struggling still, like struggling mentally. It's just about repeating that. And like, for me, it was finding the right mantras. Because, like, I like to say, I am. I am. Like, because 4 months, not even four, it was like 2 years ago. I was nowhere near as good of a musician as this, but I repeated mantras all the time. Subconscious, I repeat mantras all the time, all the time. If I'm gonna do an unconscious thinking, it's gonna be a mantra. So like, I would say, I am a psychedelic musician. I am. Like when I started my YouTube channel, I would say I am a modern day shaman, and people would get pissed off at me. Like people on the random humans on the internet who have no clue who I am would get pissed off because they're like, "Oh, you called yourself a shaman? You know, how dare you? You'd have never done blah 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 blah." Blah. But I knew who I was then. I know who I am now because I understand that we are what we say we are. That I said I am, and I am are the most powerful fucking words you can say if you actually believe the words after you say I am. I would say I am a modern day shaman. You know, I am. I was like, I gave at that time. I was like, I gave DMT to hundreds of people, bro. Like, I've had shaman sessions where I'm the shaman giving them the fucking substance. So, like, I guess I am technically, but then I would say I am spiritually because I was not the me I am right now yet. So I didn't have psychedelic knowledge or psychedelic wisdom or psychedelic experience, but I was still saying I am. And now I can say I am for real. Like, but like same thing with music. I am a psychedelic musician. I said it, and now I am it. It is real. I don't know. I got my business and I got my side hustle, and I said I am, and the universe started bringing things to me. They made the me saying I am, and whatever the fuck I said after that word, those words, I became because I believed it and I repeated it over and over and over and over again until that was the only thing in my head. Like, because and sometimes you have to be specific, and I had to be, and you have to be realistic, and you have to make steps. So with I ams, with mantras or whatever, I would just make steps. With at first I would try to say I in my head I make $500,000 a year off of what I love. I make 500. I was trying to somebody said make sure you have a number and all that, and I was like, no, that's bullshit. I'm poor. So like I gotta start low. I gotta start with the simple idea of I live in abundance. That I, you know, it's easy for me to make money. That they words like that. That's what I started with when it comes to money or manifesting wealth or something like that. It's I use the basic terms of I am wealthy. I am wealthy. I am wealthy because as someone who's grew up poor, saying I make $500,000 a year off of it, that's just unrealistic. But what's realistic to someone who grew up poor is saying I am wealthy, and repeating those thoughts in your head and repeating that and repeating it until you start to believe it. Because wealthy can mean so many different fucking things. Because it's true, I am wealthy. I'm wealthy with so much positive fucking thinking. I don't know what to do with it. Like I'm wealthy with so much uh just self love, like, but then I also realized, okay, shit, I'm wealthy with actual money, like, because I started saying in my head, money comes to me. I love money and money loves me. I love money and money loves me. Money comes to me. I love money and money loves me. Money comes to me. And like, just repeat that shit. And like, I am telling you, that's just a money mantra. But doing that for 2 weeks, it worked for me. It really fucking worked. But I knew it would because I believe in this shit. So I knew that if it worked for everything else I do, why would it not work for money? Like, if it worked for my own happiness, my own peace, my own, my music, my side hustles, my fucking business, my everything is just happening. Like I can't explain it. I have a feeling that shit's gonna work out for me, right? This shit's gonna work. I'm gonna do this shit because I believe I'm gonna do this shit. I'm gonna do whatever the fuck I want to do. Um, Whatever the fuck that I repeat in my head is what I'm gonna do. You know, if I say I am, I am. But that's why I watch what I say I am. Cause yeah, yeah. I don't talk to anyone either. The only thing I talk to is this. I talk to the internet. I watch. I don't watch Netflix. I don't watch Hulu. I don't watch nothing besides Gary Vee, Grant Cardone, Terrence McKenna, um, philosophy YouTube shit, educational science YouTube shit, chemistry shit, uh, business shit, business videos, uh, positive thinking type videos, motivational type videos, Tom Bilyeu's YouTube channel, podcast, Tom Bilyeu's podcast, to Lewis House podcast, to the Joe Rogan podcast, to the to audiobooks. Sometimes I listen to audiobooks. Um, but what you consume matters. What you watch, what you listen to, and what you eat, and all of that, and what you watch and what you listen to has to do with what's in your mind. Um, Peatling says, other than maybe hopping on your streams or other YouTuber streams, and I try to reach out to my parents, but it's always so negative. How old are you, bro? Cause like I'm so I don't know if it's I'm so old or I'm so something that I don't wanna have conversations with my parents. Like I mean, I talk to my dad because he's a businessman who owns businesses, and we might be doing business together, and I might be working for him, and I might be moving down to North Carolina, like a couple blocks from him, so I could work for him and all this other shit. And we have similar goals in our life, so like our goals might intertwine. But besides that, I am a I'm now a grown ass man that's like, well, I don't even wanna the only thing I don't want like I was talking to my friend earlier, and I have like one friend, and she's like my best friend, and she's a girl. But like I was talking to her, and I was like, well, she was like, you should hang out, go hang out with friends, it'll be fun. And I'm like, I don't want to fucking hang out with friends. Like I'm not a girl. Like, and it's no offense to what, but it's just the thing that girls just want to have fun. I think that's real, and I'm like, I don't really want to hang out with friends. I want to build an empire. And I want to build my life. I want to build my shit. I want to build an album. I want to perform on stage. I want to go perform at festivals. I want to do all this shit. And this requires me to not hang out with friends. It requires me to sit alone and build my shit and focus and like some shit. But just try to stay focused on your shit. Figure out what you want to do and do it. And don't listen to anyone who says you can't, like, because people are not going to understand you because they're not you. And let me tell you, sometimes it feels like we going nowhere. Like, I work a job, I got money saved, but I don't have like I have money saved now, but if something happened in my life right now, like if my computer broke, I couldn't use that money to buy a new computer because that money is for my business, and I don't have enough money for the business yet. So I'm in this weird state where it's like fuck. Like shit, I just need time to hurry the fuck up so I can work for another 2, 3 more weeks so that I can have, a few more paychecks so then I can have a few more money to invest and then finally get this shit. Because growing up poor is weird because it was sitting on money. I'm so used to spending the money. Like when you grow up poor, you're so used to like you don't really have much, so like you just want to buy more. Like right now, I need shoes. Like literally, I just like my last good pair of shoes. There's a fucking hole in the shoe now. Like it kind of, I accidentally like clipped the shoe on a fucking sharp ass rock, and like the fucking side of the shoe ripped, and like now I'm sitting here like, fuck, I can't even buy shoes for another like 2-3 weeks. So like I'm sitting here like, fuck, I have money. But it's just this shitty thing where I don't give a damn. This is the problem with people. This is why everyone's poor. This is why I'm fucking poor. It's like, because, yeah, I have holes in my shoes now and I have to. Fuck. Bro, you're fucking. Trippy Man 710 says, what size? Bro, I fucking love humans. Y'all are fucking awesome. Yo, I wouldn't even. I don't even know, bro. I guess you can turn to half, but like, I will be okay. Like, I know I will be okay. Like, I just know. I know. So that's why I'm like, I fucking love you for that. Like, for real. But like, I don't know. It just blows my mind because it makes me realize, well, my problem was little things like this. When you grow up poor, there is a valid excuse to pay to spend your money. There's a fucking real excuse that maybe you need shoes, or maybe you don't have clothes, or maybe you don't have this, or maybe you don't have food, or maybe whatever. So that's why poor people, rely on paycheck to paycheck and survive. And um, we Lincoln tomorrow and play beats. Oh shit! Fuck yeah. Um, if I'm oh shit, I can't. I can't. Tomorrow's Sunday, so I have my daughter. On the weekends. Well, today is Sunday because it's past midnight. But Monday, yeah, I'm definitely free to chill and shit Monday. Dude, that's the type of friend I am. But that shit, it confuses people because when people hang out with me for the first time type shit, they think it's people just think I'm this hippie dude, and I guess I kind of am, but I'm like, I don't like the term hippie because none of these stereotypes are real. I'm just me. So like, I am also that guy that's like, you fucking got this shit, man. You got this. You can do this. Come on, man. Get the fuck up. You got this. I promise you. You got this. It's fucking horrible. We can cry about it. We can whatever about it. But I'm not gonna let you give up about it. Like, I was about to play fucking. I don't think you. I don't think you know who I am. I don't think you know who I am. I'm the modern day Superman. On my way as fast as I can. As fast as I can. Just to see the world we live in. With the power I was given. So I keep on pushing. I am Superman. Just super power I was given. Just earning, just earning. Superman, power I was given. I don't think you know who I am. I'm the modern day Superman. On my way as fast as I can. As fast as I can. Just to see the world we live in. With the power I was given. So I keep on pushing. I am Superman. And the power I was given. think you know who I am. I'm the modern day Superman. On my way as fast as I can, as fast as I can. Just to save the world we live in, with the power I was given. So I keep on pushing. I am Superman. Superman. Fucking right. Just Superman. Just Superman. The power I was given. Just Superman. Just Superman. The power I was given. I don't think you know who I am. I'm the modern day Superman. On my way as fast as I can, as fast as I can. Just to save the world we live in, with the power I was given. So I keep on pushing. I am Superman. Fucking right. That's like I am, bro. That's the shit I be talking about. I am. I've been saying this shit since I recorded this song. Like, because obviously I'm not Superman, but I am. Because we all are. We all have superpower capabilities that we don't understand. And to me, this shit's not just me making music. Like, it's some real shit that my Superman, this song in a sense is saying my superpower is this. I made like the sounds, the Superman. Oh, fucking God. I love music. Oh shit. What the fuck? This is dope. New says, what the fuck? This is dope. Fuck yeah. Nah, I haven't dropped that yet. None of these songs are dropped yet. But they'll as soon as I drop the album, I'll definitely let you guys know. I got little clips of this song out and whatever, because I just finished the mastering of this song, like, because I heard the song in my dude's car. I played some of my songs in my dude's car the other day, and I wanted to tweak what was wrong, I guess. So I tweaked all the things that I heard wrong, and yeah. So now it's probably in a week or so, my songs will be ready to be dropped. So I don't know if I'll just drop it and then work on advertising after it's already dropped, or whatever, because it'll be on Spotify, iTunes, Amazon Music. I'm working on some music videos, but But yeah, really, anyone who follows me or follows my Instagram or my YouTube or whatever, mainly my Instagram, I guess, you can literally kind of follow my music journey of like, people that have been following me on Instagram for the past year, they have seen me like create some of these songs like in the middle. Sometimes I'll live stream and just um, work on my music, and like I've started a couple of my songs for the album. I've started on a live stream and just sat here on the live stream, just started a beat, and it ended up becoming a great song that I decided to put in. Fuck yeah. Trippy Man 710 says, "Don't worry about advertising. I got you, brother. I gotta start my YouTube channel. Once my homie wakes up from rest, he gonna love my new outfit. Fuck yeah." Oh shit. Beth says, "Woe to those who call evil good and good evil, who call darkness light and the light darkness." Saint Isaiah. Now, the funny thing is, the light can't be darkness. Fuck, I wish y'all could see my shadow. But there you go. See that shadow? That shadow cannot exist over here in the light. It just can't. Um, the shadow is forced to be the shadow because the shadow is the exact opposite of the light. The like literally light destroys shadows, like literally. Um, so it's this complicated thing. I also now this is gonna be controversial. Here's another controversial thing. Jesus, um, that I'm not one for the scriptures or anything like that. I don't really care about English. I could speak some fucking real woke enlightening English words too. Um, but none of this English words don't mean anything. Actual the actual relaying of the information to one person to another means something. So like what does that like what that means like woo to those who call evil good and good evil and who the there's a meaning behind those words and it'd be much easier for humans just to say the meaning without the deep ass words, but I get it because I love using deep ass words. I am a musician, so I have been writing music and I'm a lyricist, so I'm metaphorical and whatever, but it's not metaphorical like that the shadow cannot exist over here. It has to be there. No, I don't believe in bro. If you think God is in English words, then it lacks substance. God has nothing to do with your English words, or my English words, or English in general. Um, but God really is just the energy that flows through everything. So Beth. Beth said something about just the messengers. Beth said something about shadows. Says, "Woe to those who call evil good and good evil, who call darkness light and light darkness. Darkness, shadow. I don't know if you know what it like what a thesaurus is, but like if I had a thesaurus in front of me and you put up the word darkness, next to the word darkness will be shadow, uh, whatever, and they're all just different terms of the same thing. What is darkness? What is shadow? What is evil? Like whatever the person's trying to say when they say the word darkness or evil, they mean the same thing, and it's also meaning the same thing as a shadow. Um, I don't. I just think there's shadow and light, like because that's actual reality. Like you can't show me evil. Like you could show me humans who do evil things, but you can't actually extract the evil thing and show it to me like I can show you the shadow on the wall. I can show you the shadow on the wall, and I can show you the light that's over there producing the light in the corner. Um, and I can show you humans who have done evil things like Hitler or someone like that, but you can't extract the evil out of him and put it in front of us. You're not going to see his shadow unless he's standing in front of light and you see his shadow on the wall. Um, yeah, I would say he says darkness equals anger, hatred, jealousy, greed, disbelief in the psychedelics, disbelief in us, the psychedelics' own children. Now, I think that's ego, though. I think darkness is what you chose. I think darkness is right. I think darkness equals anger, hatred, jealousy, and greed. Stop it right there. That's it. the rest of what you said, I think, is actual darkness. Ego to believe that we are special. I'm not special. Um, Ego to believe that we know more than someone else, or that we're better than someone else because we're the psychedelic children. Or maybe we are. Like maybe we are the psychedelic chosen ones that were somehow chosen to just be able to handle the fucking information. Who knows, right? But that still doesn't mean anything. Like, because I'm pretty sure Jesus Christ, like Jesus himself, didn't, like, he knew he was something special, but he didn't think he was more special than the disciples he was trying to teach, right? He was their equal, and because he was their equal, he was able to make them feel empowered and enlightened as well. And where the students become the masters. That's what needs to happen. The students need to surpass the master. There's a reason why these philosophies have lasted for thousands of years. Um, no, I'm not a child. You're right. I'm not a psychedelic child. I am not even a human being. I am a soul. Who's we? And who said? Because it seems like humans who think they are somebody tend to get so caught up on their own somebody that they just are that. Like, it's so hard to explain. But this is why I never joined. I haven't joined. So there's the sect of the UDV, which the UDV is the Native American Church. There's a sect of the UDV that basically I was in contact with that I can join. Um, the reason why I have not joined the sect of the UDV is because I don't believe in religion. I believe in spirituality. I don't believe that anyone knows what they're talking about, including me. I think that we're trying our hardest to understand and explain something that is almost unexplainable and almost impossible to understand. Um, so like it's that maybe you're right. Like for you, you do your thing, bro. Like fuck yeah, and it seems to be working for you. But like, it's just like I don't know if you were here for the conversation earlier when I said I don't believe in mental disorders, but like that philosophy works great for me, but it could possibly ruin someone else's life, like literally, like my ideas are perfect for me because they suit my life perfectly. I'm happy as fuck. I have my peace. I'm a loving, humble guy. I'm like whatever, and the things work for me. I don't believe in mental disorders. I don't have many mental disorders. I don't have any. Even though I was diagnosed with shit, I don't believe in them, and that's why I don't have them. But like I said, that works for me. But if I tried forcing everyone else I know to live like that, then that's darkness. Like that's not okay. And that's something that I realized, talking to my homie, and I was like, well, he has a different belief than me. And like, okay, so you are part of that thing. That's what I thought, bro. So just the messenger says we were the Native American Church in New York at Admis, and the heavy persecution from the corrupt government leading to the crucifixion in these days. You just believe in God as a mental disorder. What's your definition of God? You? Because that's what it sounds like. That's why I don't believe in in whatever, because it sounds like your definition of God is you. I like it, it's like because I don't believe in you and I don't believe in what you're saying. You're saying I don't believe in God, and that is some fucked trying to manipulate. Like you can't manipulate me, bro. But okay, so if the psychedelic molecules themselves are God, then I've used psychedelics thousands of times, and not in an ego trip. It's not in an ego way. It's just facts. And I use psychedelics to learn from. I connect to them. I talk to them. I have relationships with them. Like I can smoke DMT right now and call out for the female entity, and she will come to me. Um, I can take LSD right now, and I've learned how to open the LSD so the ceiling opens up into the tryptamine world, and it sucks me into it, into some giant psychedelic spiral that takes me to giant cathedral worlds where I've met entities and beings, and um, through and that's through LSD, which is a really hard molecule to work with. But then I've had hundreds of experiences with LSA, with Hawaiian baby woodrose seeds, and those things have showed me visions of the future, and I've gained a relationship with that, and everything has its own thing, and that's how I know that man, you just gotta find your own journey. You gotta, your knowledge works for you and it's dope, but it's not gonna work for everybody. Because if you believe that I can ask a light being about a human being, then you misunderstand what those light beings think about. My man, you got any dabs I can get before you see? Nah, bro, I'm out. Literally, I basically am out of fucking weed, out of wax, and I'm so mad because I got some. Like I said, I got money, and I can't touch the damn money, and it's so annoying. So I'm trying so hard to balance the weed so it lasts me. I just need to last until I get my paycheck. But it's so funny as I need to last until I get my paycheck. I want to smoke right now. But not fucks with you, just the messenger. Like a lot of people have talked about you. I wouldn't say talked about you, like in whatever, but like a lot of people I can see get annoyed with like just certain spiritual type of people, and I just understand that when you get touched with the psychedelics, bro, you want to tell everybody. Like if you gain some information and some knowledge and it's helped you in your life, you just want to tell people. And that's why like I ain't got nothing but love and philosophy for you, man, and I like to just talk to you and philosophize with you, and I like to talk to anybody, and like people will think it's arguing, but really it's just I like to debate ideas and figure shit out. And I just respect anyone who has spent their life doing this because this is a life's journey. It's not something we're not just tripping on the weekends and whatever. No, we're this is our life. We use the psychedelics to access other worlds and gain information, and we have relationships with it. And um, whether your ideas are different than mine or your relationship is different than mine or whatever, it's still so beautiful to me that you even have a relationship with the psychedelics at all or that whatever. And yeah, our I might disagree with what you say, and you might disagree with some of the things I say. But the one thing we do not disagree on is that these psychedelic substances are magical god beings that are like little helpers that can help the humans become the physical gods we were meant to be, become part of the thing. Because the reason why they help us is because we're a part of the same thing that they are, the psychedelics. And it's just, I don't know. So I fucks with yeah. Just the messenger says, any plans of actually having a large amount of LSD before the end of your physical life? What do you mean by large amount? I mean, I took 15 hits the other day. I mean, I tripped 4 days in a row. Like, I don't know. Sometimes I go hard with psychedelics, but that's because I'm here alone. So now I can do whatever I want type shit. But like just last week, the first day, now each hit has over 200 micrograms on it. So it's just 5 hits of the LSD I have. It's 1,000 micrograms. So you take 15 of those shits, um, and see, I don't know. If you're taking 5,000 micrograms, you might be in some danger. Um, and how do you know you're actually taking 5,000 micrograms? Because the problem is with street LSD, street LSD a lot of times is dosed lower than they actually say. So you might think that you need to take like 3 strips, 5 strips at a time, but if you need to take 5 strips at a time, your tolerance might be too high though too. Because LSD is a little different than other psychedelics. It's weird. You build an extreme tolerance. Like if I took 2 hits of LSD right now, tomorrow I'd have to take 4 or 5 hits of LSD for it to give me the same effect as the 2 hits today. And then if I took 5 hits tomorrow, I'd have to take like 15 hits to get the same effect as 5 hits. And like LSD has this weird tolerance if you try to do it multiple days in a row, or if you try to do it multiple times in a week, or whatever. So like if you have a 2-week tolerance break with no psychedelic usage whatsoever, because it has cross tolerance too to other psychedelics, so no psychedelic usage whatsoever for 2 weeks, and then like use psychedelics and then use the LSD or use whatever, it'll blast. Um, so you're saying you're using a bottle of liquid LSD is a good starting point to begin your journey, I guess. But all the liquid LSD I've gotten has been watered down. Um, I just happen to know some thugs, right? I don't know. I'm connected, right? And back in the day, I was connected like with some thugs and gangsters or whatever. So I got to see like on the plug type of side, like what the fuck where these drugs actually come from. And I'm telling you, a lot of these people when they're selling liquid LSD, um, they watered it down. They watered it down, um, because pure LSD is a crystalline substance. Uh, like just white crystalline powdered. Um, so like just like any other drug, it's pure white crystalline powder. But then because LSD is so potent, you can't sell it in powdered form. So then you have to water it down or put it in a solution to then add to blotter papers. Um, but it's just the way that I get it. Like everyone has their own different way of getting LSD, right? It's an illegal substance. So the fact that any of us can get this shit at all is fucking a miracle. But yeah, until I recently, the dude, like I don't know, I used to get LSD from this one chick, and uh, she had liquid vials, and they were just so watered down compared to the hits that I take. And then she was telling me the way that they make the blotter the liquid is they take a sheet of blotter paper. And now this was just these people. I don't know about any other human beings on the planet, but it then made me realize, oh shit, it makes more sense. People just trying to make some fucking money, right? They'll take a sheet of LSD and they'll turn that one sheet of LSD into 2 vials. So then they have 2 liquid vials of LSD, but the hits are literally half as strong as the hits were when it was just on blotter. And sometimes people that have crystal LSD, they just make the liquid LSD weak. And I only know this because I've had liquid LSD once, and it was dropped on my tongue. I had 4 drops dropped on my tongue. That was a weaker experience than one of the hits that I get now. Just one hit of the LSD I get now is very powerful. But like, and I mean, it's powerful if the fucking walls are dripping, bro. If the walls are just melting off and your skin, I'm brown, so if your skin is like a pinkish color that doesn't exist, and like you're in it, and every time you blink, see like the psychedelic fucking tryptamine world, and like, then you probably took enough, yeah. But I've kind of realized with these psychedelics, it has nothing to do with dose. It's not dose dependent. It's do you know how to push it? Can you push it far enough? And if you can push it far enough, if you know how to push it, it'll open the door for you. But I'm gonna get up out of here. I've been live streaming for 4 fucking hours, just about 3 hours and 41 minutes. So I disagree. You don't know LSD then. Like out of every psychedelic I've ever taken, LSD is the only one that it works better with your eyes open. You have to explore with LSD more. I've done LSD over like probably about 1,000 times, and like like LSD, it's yeah, you can go into it with your eyes closed and it's hard or whatever, but I've had more experiences with LSD with my eyes open, staring up. You look up and you stare, and the entire fucking thing will become the psychedelic world as you stare off into it. It'll suck you inside of it. And a lot of the experiences I've had with LSD where it sucked me inside of it, my eyes were open. But if you know how to do the thing, it doesn't matter if your eyes are open or closed because it's the same thing. Because I mean, if you smoke enough DMT, open or close your eyes, it's not going to make a difference. You know, it's going to be DMT, the DMT world. And if you know how to get to that world, you know how to get to that world.